Let's go.
Part-timer.
Rest in pieces.
Pat, you made it back from your fucking pisses, I see.
With this, as always, our infamous Twitch streamer, McDermott Bearded Beefy. How's it going, buddy? How many
That's
followers
the
you
same
up to
shirt
now?
you wore last time.
This dick. No. I had on another shirt last time. It was a
That
tighter
was it. Was 2 weeks ago. You were. Now, how many followers you up to now? Seriously?
one. It was like 345.
Yeah,
We're hurting over here.
He's getting famous. He's a little low,
He's
but
getting
he's
there.
getting there.
My brother from the same mother, as always, with us, Danny G.
The hot mother.
I'm always here. Yeah,
How's it going?
The hot one, the real one.
No, the hot mother. Not you.
Alrighty then.
My mom is pretty.
She's like a librarian banker type way. Oh, yeah.
I mean, she was a banger, so.
That makes sense. I know. That's why I said it. That makes sense. I'm down.
And I'm Tim, as usual.
Terrible at introductions.
Sometimes.
Here to keep us on track and tell Ethan to shut the fuck up.
And it
I'm
never
surprised,
works.
Tim. No,
It really doesn't work.
no get up today or anything.
No,
He
just
does.
normal,
He has
just
votes and
normal.
hoster.
I'm surprised that. I'm disappointed that Dickon missed your Aussie look, your homeless Aussie look.
I liked it. I thought it worked out. I'm telling you, I was thinking about this. This is getting so thick, I can pull off the Tom Selleck.
You looked like the guy off of Jumanji, the original one.
Wait, Robin
Tim, you
Williams?
look like
No,
The hunter.
yeah.
The dad that played the hunter dude.
Tim. You look
I'm
like a
telling you.
guy who got busted in a pedo ring.
Oh,
No, not at all.
are you hanging?
Every
out
guy ever.
It was him that called you for the sex traffic.
Facts.
Hey,
I'll
we're
scout
cracking the
you
case
out.
more and more every day.
That was a
I'll tell you
loud
what.
slurp.
That's how I usually do it.
I'm sure.
No, there's we got a lot to talk about today. There's a lot going on in the world. We're gonna talk a little bit about some upcoming potential legislation for gun control. I know we talked a little bit about that the last couple of streams, but we're gonna jump into it a little bit more.
Oh, you know how happy Dickon is that he gets to be here for this
Talking
one?
about guns.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw earlier, but Roe versus Wade was
Overturned.
overturned. We're gonna talk a little bit about that today.
Hey,
Let's
Dickon,
talk
if you're
about
going to be
our-
a part-timer, can you fucking look at the screen? God damn. You got, like, stupid fucking
I'm looking
train.
at something.
He's looking at his reresearch. He's researching.
You've had fucking 4 weeks to look at something while we're putting content out. You've had 4 fucking weeks, and now you're on your phone.
Poor guy.
This hurts, man. This hurts.
We're gonna talk about our wonderful PROTUS and all the good that he's doing.
Who?
Hope he
President.
quits riding bicycles.
That's all that.
Yeah, that was terrible.
And
Yeah.
Let's go, Brandon.
yeah. So this past week we celebrated a newer federal holiday that was instituted last year in 2021. It was made a federal holiday, and I'll be honest, I was not even aware of this was a thing. And I'm referencing the Juneteenth federal holiday, which celebrates the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation. A lot of different thoughts out there. There's
Oh, it was the
You know,
13th.
the 19th. It's there's a lot of different opinions out there. There's some that really pushed against it, saying there's some racism built into it, and there's some saying that it's been a long time coming. Let's open the floor up. Thoughts?
I mean, I was
What do you
busy,
think
so I didn't have it off.
Yeah, but you should get another holiday, right?
I couldn't celebrate with my son on Juneteenth for him. That was fucked.
Why? Because
So,
he's part black.
I had to go to work. Yeah, facts. I was gonna celebrate with him.
Were you really?
Yeah. But no, my work said I had to be there, and then thought I was a terrible person for saying why I have a mixed son. I should get to celebrate with him. I shouldn't have to go to work either.
I don't care. I didn't get paid.
I mean, I don't really. I'm not against it, or anything like that. We have so many holidays, and I think we've kind of lost the true like essence of what the meaning of like these actual events are. It just seems like we're trying to come up with a holiday for everything. And I'm not bashing this. Like I know I'm saying I'm talking about other holidays that are like fucking pointless. Like we have a Columbus Day still. Like still, even though we know the guy was a moron and he found something that he thought was something else, and we're still celebrating him. Like, I mean, there's just a lot of we're coming up with holidays for literally everything, and it's
Hey,
getting out of control.
don't bash my man Columbus though, because he clapped Pocahontas' cheeks. So give him that credit.
I don't
That man fought the hottest Indian in the world. So
That
give
was
him that credit.
All right, so here's my take on this. I like the fact that as an American holiday, we are celebrating the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation, which basically abolished slavery, right? I think that's smart. When I saw it, I'm like, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Why wasn't that ever a holiday before? Here's my issue, is the fact, why is this just now becoming a holiday? That's where I come
Why are
in.
they calling it Juneteenth? That's the dumbest name.
I don't like the name. Like, let's give it a
That
good
is
name. You know what I
literally,
mean?
like, they
The
asked
fact that
a
our
3-year-old.
our nation, we were, to my knowledge, we were one of the first, if not the first nations to abolish slavery in our country. Other nations have been doing it for thousands of years. There's some nations that still have slavery. We were one of the first. Like, we may not have been the first, but we were up there. I think it's a big deal. Why weren't we doing this before? And I agree. What kind of name is Juneteenth? Like, let's give it a good name.
Yeah, it sounds like they asked a 3-year-old. Like, hey, it's June. It'll be in the month of June. What should we call this holiday? Oh, Juneteenth. Oh, hey, good one, man.
I thought it was clever.
I mean, it has
Really?
nothing to do with the Emancipation Proclamation or slavery or anything like that. Juneteenth. Yeah, that makes sense.
It just felt like another agenda item on the liberal side to kind of get that.
Maybe the
It's because
state and
we don't
federal
own you no longer. It doesn't sound as catchy.
Or
Yeah.
maybe just the state and federal government wanted another day off, and they didn't have enough in June because they wanted vacation time. So they
We didn't have any holidays in June, so we're like, hey, let's do that one. Oh, that's right. There's a big event that happened in June 19th, 1865. That was 50 years ago.
Is that what Abraham Lincoln got shot for?
more. Or
I mean,
less.
I'm sure he played a part.
He
in
signed
it.
that, right?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
the one
right.
who, like, he was
Yeah,
the
he was the
president
president.
at the time whenever, like, he was totally against slavery. He was the first one to try to get it gone. And
Right.
a lot of people didn't like him for it. But,
And he got his head blown off
facts.
in a walk by.
Could have been a Catholic, too.
They weren't responsible for that. They probably fucked kids back then too, but they weren't responsible for that one.
You know for a fact they weren't responsible for Abe.
Nah, it had nothing to do with fucking children, so they didn't give a fuck. The Pope at that time probably had like 3 little boys just fucking the shit out of him, so he didn't care about that.
What the fuck?
Understood.
Nice take.
So speaking of shooting, there's some new legislation
Oh my god.
going on in the, huh? What?
Oh my fucking god.
Oh.
Tim, I'm not in your fucking training. I am not in fucking school. Stop hitting me with fucking PowerPoints.
I'm tired of you hating on me all the time. I'm trying to spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, what? That we're in fucking a 10th grade history class? Jesus Christ.
Well, maybe you'll fucking learn something. You should
No,
have
I'm not
pay
going to.
attention in
Fuck
school when
you.
you were
Yeah,
in school.
fuck
You
you.
can tell.
Fuck
Maybe you'll
you.
be able to teach your kids something.
Fine, you can just sit
Why
here
not?
and sit here and listen.
Taught him about Juneteenth, fuck.
All right, so as many of you know, there's some with the recent events, which we've discussed in our last couple episodes, of some of these mass shootings going on. There's some legislation going through the government right now to really put stricter means on gun control. Some of the things they're looking at passing is that it's required that you're 21 years or older to purchase a firearm. I saw, and I didn't get a chance to look it up. Dick, and maybe you know. Have you heard anything about boyfriend loophole?
Boyfriend loophole.
Yeah, I found it in this article that I was looking at earlier, and I didn't get a chance to look it up. Is what they meant. I don't know if it's like some sort of loophole that allows you to have a gun, So I didn't understand that one.
Hey, before you go any further with that topic, talking about the age thing where you have to be 21. So here's my issue with the whole making everything 21. I don't agree or disagree with the age number. What I disagree with is, like, all right, so we have our men and women going into the military at the age of 18. Them, more than anybody else in our country, deserves to be able to, either smoke a cigarette, drink a fucking beer, or hold a fucking gun, or purchase a gun, more than anybody.
You can if you're in the military.
Right, but if you're 18 years old, you can't buy a gun if they pass this.
Oh,
you
you
can't
shouldn't.
smoke a cigarette, and you can't buy alcohol.
I don't think
If you're
an
fighting for my
18-year-old
country,
kid.
you have all
Yes,
the fucking
yes,
cigarettes and...
But that's not stopping the people in the military, though. If you're in the military, you legally will have guns with this control.
and
I'm just saying it's not a dumb idea to say, hey, no 18-year-old kid should walk around with a fucking AR-15.
All right, so you're telling
It's
me
not
a
a
kid goes
stupid
in
idea.
at the age of 18 and they get deployed and they're on the front lines. So, are they holding a gun or not?
Yes, that's
Okay, all right, but
no. We're sending them over there with a fucking salt gun, Marine.
But that's not my point. Why are we raising the age to 21 then? Like, why is that even a thing? Like,
Because the last fucking couple fucking kids that shot somebody were under 21, so they're just thinking that you put 21 on an age limit, it's going to stop an 18-year-old kid from getting a fucking AR. No
It's
shit.
not,
and that's where,
but
like, the people that are creating this shit, like, they're only coming up with this stuff just to shut people up and make people happy because they know, at least I would hope they would know damn well, that it's not going to stop anything. All these shootings that happen in these big cities are not with registered guns. They are fucking stolen
Actually, the last
guns.
one was.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, you're
Yeah,
gang
the
Uvalde one
crime
was.
and shit.
Yeah.
That's not registered guns. Those are stolen fucking guns. And there's so many of them in our country that we're never going to stop it. But
No
why,
shit, yeah.
like, raising the age is just one of those dumbass things that, like, just to shut people up. And the people that they're shutting up, they're going to shut up because they're stupid. But
I mean,
you
I
know,
think 18 for cigarettes, absolutely. I think 16, you can drive a car. If you want to smoke a fucking cigarette, fucking smoke a cigarette.
that's what I'm saying.
21, I think that's a fair drinking. I know other people. I think other countries, like, you can be 18 and drink like wine or something.
Yeah.
I'm not against that, but like, I think 21 is a
Countries, if you're
fair.
tall
Like,
enough to reach the bar, you can drink.
that's what I'm like. I mean, I think like
my
that's
kinda
at
country.
that point in time, at 18, you're responsible enough to think if you want some fucking wine or something, hey, whatever. But turning 21 isn't going to stop you from driving drunk. I mean,
No.
fuck, I drove drunk till I was like fucking 24. You know.
Not driving drunk at 18.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not. That's not. It's just what is it like? They can say we're covered. Like, we're making this a law. You broke it, type thing.
Exactly.
Like, if a kid at 18 has an AR-15 and shoots up a school again, which is going to happen, they can say, well, we passed the gun law that he did it illegally now. It's just that's
Already illegal to shoot up a school, bud.
well, yeah, but I'm saying like now he did it with an illegal gun. Like, the last kid had a legal AR-15 and shot the school up.
I can't wait till they make weed legal and put an age on that one because, like, if
They will. It's
make
gonna be 21.
But see, and that I think that's like I would much rather trust an 18-year-old driving me around that's high than one that's drunk.
You still can't drive high. Like in Colorado and stuff, you can still get what is that, like a DWI or
something like
All right,
that.
regardless, in everyday life, I trust someone that's high over someone that's drunk to make better decisions.
facts.
I mean, in
You know
all
what?
honesty, it should be treated like alcohol. Just like you
No.
wouldn't get behind the wheel of
I
a
don't-
vehicle
Yeah,
after you've
just
been drinking a lot.
driving,
You
but,
shouldn't.
Like, I don't think it's.
It is. It's
Yeah,
driving
yeah.
under the influence of whatever now.
Dude, but you know what's fucked up? When I drove high, I always drove better. Because drunk drivers fly, they think they're invincible, they don't even realize they're fucking drunk, they're just fucking plowing shit. When I drove high, bro, the speed limit was 55, I'm going 45. I actually put my seatbelt on and use turn signals. I don't even do that sober.
When you're high, you're aware of everything, like overly aware of everything. You're paranoid, but when you're drunk, you just kind of don't give a fuck.
See, I've had the opposite experience. I've driven a couple times. I have to be honest. There's a couple times, a long time ago, that I've driven and I probably shouldn't have. And I was so worried about getting pulled over, I was paranoid. I drove. I mean, I'm already a decent driver, but I was driving really slow, making sure with both hands on the this the whole time. Because every car, it would be later in the night, and every car behind me, I wonder if that's a cop. I wonder if that's a cop. I wonder if that's a
For
cop.
me, that wasn't what I was scared about the most. I mean, I've done it a good bit too, more than I would like to share. But the cop thing was never a worry for me. It was always like, please nobody have their kid run out in front of the middle of the street. Of course, I only ever did it at nighttime. I never did it during the day. But I was
It's
just
late at
I was
night, though,
always scared
dick.
of like hitting somebody or hitting something.
Yeah,
I
but he
wanna-
doesn't see him. He can just say, "Oh, that was probably a deer."
They were out past their curfew. That's not my fault. I hit the kids.
Exactly.
I just didn't want to hit someone and then like have that guilt for the rest of my life and feel what that family feels. You know, I just don't want to do that. And that's why I don't do it anymore.
That in jail time, you know.
Yeah, the jail time is kind of what did it for me.
Yeah, if I hit somebody, this is how I think of a person. Yeah, if I hit somebody, you probably should got out of the way out of the car. But I ain't trying to do jail time. Fuck, ain't my fault your eyes didn't make it. I ain't trying to fucking go to jail.
Oh,
Okay,
my
next thing.
What?
What about voting? Should you be 21 to vote?
I think so.
21 to vote.
I think because at 18, bro, at 18, I had no idea what the fuck
I'll
politics
tell you
were.
what. I'm gonna say
You still
25,
don't.
and here's why. Because
Ooh.
the studies have shown, when it comes to the average person's brain, like the majority of people, your brain is usually fully developed. Your frontal lobe is fully developed by the age of 25. McDermott, you're a fucking different case.
No, time out. No, time out. That is a valid argument. So if your brain is fully developed at 25, then why can you think that you can smoke cigarettes at 18 and drink at 21 and own a gun before 25 if your brain isn't developed
Those
at
fucking
25?
ages too. I was never worried about the number, the age number for those.
But I'm saying if you're saying 25 to
my
vote,
thing is like, why are we putting this at this age or this at this age, this at this age? Because it don't make sense. This one made sense because obviously there are people voting that don't know what the fuck they're doing because look
But
at the
that's-
president now.
but that's adults. You know how many fucking people 25 and younger or fucking younger than 30 voted? Not fucking many. Mainly your old people
What
in America.
about changing the age, the legal age of being an adult to 21?
I thought that's what it
That
was.
means that's an extra 3 years our kids have to live at home. No.
You don't have to.
I don't
mean,
have to.
I mean, I thought it was 21 now.
But they'll
No.
take advantage.
18.
No, you're a legal
legally an
adult at 18.
Yeah, at 18. You didn't know that?
I mean, I'm just confused on what a legal adult is then because
Adult is 18.
at 18 you can't even buy cigarettes anymore. So
No.
if you can move out of your house, but you can't go fucking smoke fucking tobacco
You have the
or
right to vote. You
throw a
you're
Miller
legal
Lite.
adult.
I think if you're going to do it completely, 21 for if you're saying 21 for smoking and 21 for drinking, 21 for voting. Then if you're going to say if you're going to say 18 for smoking, then it's 18 for drinking and 18 for voting.
I'm not
If you're gonna
against-
say-
I'm not against that.
I think 16 is like what is it 16 and a half or whatever. That's a good number to start driving because that's like your first big responsibility. If you handle that well, you're on your way to adulthood. If you fucking suck at it, your mom should have swallowed you.
Imagine the people that are 16 and
Yeah,
a half years old.
here's my issue. Since we're on the whole, I know we quickly got off the gun control. We're gonna go back.
This
to
time
it.
was Marine's fault. This time was Marine's
It's
fault.
okay. It's okay because I like this.
started
This
because
is
I-
good.
No,
my
I always
question
get blamed for the
directly-
off-topic
My
shit.
question
No, you're
directly
fine.
related to what he was talking about.
I don't know. It's fine.
I like
so
it.
here's
I'm
one
just saying.
for you. So you just brought up 16, like you said, 16 and a half now to drive. Because isn't it, I mean, I don't know if it's everywhere. 16 aren't you allowed to drop out of school at that age if you want to? Like your choice, your
I think
parents
they
have
upped it
nothing
now.
to say.
I think they upped it now.
You have to be
You-
18 to drop out.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
you
used
do
to
have
be.
to be
It
18.
used to be you could be 16 because it used to be like you get to like 9th grade, 10th grade, and you could drop out. But they upped it when I was in school. They upped it to 18. Which then when people dropped out, we're like, "Yeah, you're dumb because
Why
you
did you
only
drop
got
out?
a year left." Well, that was the
Yeah.
kids who like haven't went to school when they're like 9th grade still.
That age
Yeah.
though, like if it was when it was 16, or like now that it's 18 and the kid drops out at 16, does that number just mean like if the kid drops out and doesn't go to school, he's not the one that's getting in trouble? I mean, other than the parents, but it's the parents that are getting in trouble.
No, because the parents at the end, the parents would say, "My kid's refusing to go to school," and then that's when your local juvenile services would get involved.
Yeah, that's what I'm
and
saying.
it-
Like CPS
yeah.
would get involved and then be like,
Yeah, but it's
"Hey,
not
why
going
is
to be
he
on the
going to school?"
parents. As long as the parents report it, it's not on them.
Okay.
Like, you can't
But
fucking.
basically, that's the number that once they're over that age, then CPS leaves you alone.
At 18, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not
That's
saying
why.
like, I want to be
That's
left
why the
alone
kid
or
can
whatever
drop
it is.
off, drop out.
I'm saying if my kid's a fuck up and he wants to fuck up, yeah, absolutely, I'm gonna report it. But I'm not getting in trouble for that shit.
Yeah, I'm snitching on my kid.
Fuck
Fuck
yeah,
it.
100%.
Yeah. He ain't doing these, but ACPS. I just before y'all know, I'm about to whoop some ass, but it's what he's doing.
I'm doing my
Because
job.
if you force him in the car and you fucking shove his ass in school, you're getting in trouble for fucking child neglect. So
It's called
you might as well just call TPS and say, "Hey, bud, our kid's being a douche."
it's called discipline. Most people don't know about that anymore. They just want to be their friends.
So here's my thought also on this whole age debate, because I mean you can have some people who, like you guys are saying, like one person says 18, another person says 21. It's like, well, what's the right answer? I don't know that there necessarily is one. I think at the end of the day, like what's common sense? And also, let's say it is 21 and you're 18. And a lot of people, I mean, people don't smoke as much as they used to, but people still smoke, before they're 21. We've all drank before we were the age of 21. It still happens anyway. The issue is if you get caught, what happens? You get a fine, citation,
You can't
and
get
depending
your
on certain
until
things,
you're 21.
you can't get your license. I don't know if jail time has ever been associated. Probably not with tobacco, but with alcohol.
Yeah, alcohol, you'll go.
But with all these recent laws in the last, because of the, just different legislation being passed, aren't they decriminalizing a lot of these things? Like, do we really need to be locking
Well,
for
Maryland is
nonviolent
at least.
offenses? Right?
Yeah, Maryland is at least.
So if that's the case, maybe we need to also lean back in. Once again, I'm not suggesting any of this. I don't, I've cut back on drinking myself. I've spoken recently, but it's ultimately your choice whether you want to do those things. Stop. I've been really wanting to stick to it lately, especially because I haven't been drinking.
Yeah, you know what I had the other day, and it felt so good. A
Shut up.
twisted tea.
A what?
Twisted tea. I haven't
Ooh.
had one of those things in like years. It was refreshing.
You sit down when you pee?
What's wrong with drinking that twisted tea? Yeah. You know how many people actually drink twisted tea? I actually see a shit ton of athletes drink twisted tea.
Hey,
I've had them.
I see a lot of people.
Hey, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I like fucking seltzers. They're good as shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
they actually get
if you, I was gonna say, if you bash a twisted tea, but you drink a seltzer, that doesn't make sense. It's like the
I'm
same
not
thing.
bashing you.
Oh, I
I'm
thought you
not
were.
bashing you. I don't care what you.
I
what
never
you wanna
really
drink.
liked twisted
Whatever makes
tea.
feel
You
good.
remember? I never really liked twisted tea. You remember Bacardi Silver,
That shit was good.
like the Smirnoff
That was
Ice and
what
shit like
I-
that when they came out? They were good.
First time
They were good.
I ever got drunk. That's what I got drunk off of.
Ooh.
Hold on. Dickens drinks Bud Light, and he drinks fucking piss water, and he's gonna yell at me for drinking a twisted tea here and there. You literally drink what fucking frat boys drink. Like,
I mean,
I
what's wrong
used to
with beer?
drink.
Beer's beer.
I
I'm
was-
just saying
Guinness.
Bud Light of all beer. Oh, Guinness is
Yeah,
a
Guinness.
Listen, if we're going off of a
I do like
manly
Guinness.
scale, I'm
Modelo.
not bashing you for drinking the twisted tea. I understand what he's saying, but if we're going off of a manly scale, then yeah, beer is a little bit up there on the scale than twisted tea.
I don't think so. I think beer and twisted tea is like this. Actually, I think twisted tea has more alcohol in it than fucking beer.
I mean, it might, but
So
Depends on
if you're
beer.
going off that, I'm
You
saying
know,
the thing with more alcohol is more
what
manly.
men think is if you're a manly man, you drink beer.
If you're a man, you drink an IPA.
If you're a man, you're fucking taking a shot of whiskey. But
If you're a
Okay.
man, yeah, you're drinking whiskey or an IPA or something. If you're just
wait,
you like alcohol but you don't like it that much, then you're just drinking beer. And if you want to get drunk but you want something different than beer, you're going to drink like a twisted tea or a Jack Daniels thing or something.
A lot of those IPAs, they're your craft type beers, and it's usually your cultural high end rich people kind of like those IPA stuff because they, or you're
You can't drink a whole lot of that
beer
stuff.
connoisseurs
It's too
and stuff
filling.
Like that. Like if I want to sit
That's
there
why
and get
you-
buzzed,
that's why.
I'm not drinking an IPA.
Too
I'm gonna
filling.
drink a couple beers, a couple shots of
It is.
whiskey.
Have you ever had some of that stuff? That's why it's
It's-
such
I hate it.
high
That shit
It is
alcohol.
heavy. I can't drink it. I can drink
That shit
one.
I
nasty.
can drink some. I've had some that
I
aren't
can
bad.
drink one.
I had
It
a
depends on the taste.
That dogfish head everybody hyped up forever.
Dogfish Head actually isn't bad.
I had a peanut butter beer one time. It wasn't bad.
I had a chocolate beer. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Hang out
I
with
love
a
the
Petty?
Liberty.
No. No, I was downstate. I was downstate at a training. And I
Hey
had
guys, I
some.
got this hot dog beer.
Hey, we should chug a Guinness
Ooh,
one
that'd be good.
live one podcast,
No, let's
I
do a
do
Twitch.
like.
all at the same time.
It's
I like
summer.
that.
It's summer.
I like the
We can do
Guinness
something.
blonde.
That ain't bad.
I didn't like it.
I like the
Listen,
drought. Guinness
listen.
drought.
It's summer. We need to do a twisted tea or a Modelo. Or
All right, I'm down for Modelo. I'll
yeah,
I
Modelo's
don't
lit.
think I've ever had a Modelo, to be honest.
Not bad.
So good.
It is. It's good.
Is it? I'm gonna have to try
I
that.
used to like what was the other one? Dos Equis.
I do
Yeah, it
like
was alright.
Dos
I
Equis,
like
but when I had
Stella
Modelo,
Artois.
I like Corona more than Dos Equis
I
though.
don't like
I
Corona.
like Corona. Put a fresh cut lime in it.
If I had to go,
I tried that. I didn't like it.
Mexican beer, it's Modelo, 100%.
Yeah, Modelo for sure. But
Stella is good,
Corona is
but
not
you
bad.
have to drink it a certain way. Like,
You can only drink so much.
If you
Oh.
drink it out of a bottle, it's fucking gross. You put it in a certain glass, and then you put a little bit
Yeah.
of salt on top, and it
What?
tastes amazing.
Maybe that's what I did wrong.
Stella Artois. It's a beer.
My
I
la-
never drank that.
It's,
Yeah, it's good. It's a little bit bitter, but it's a good tasting beer.
but you gotta
Like
put
he
the
said,
salt
especially
on the top.
if you drink it out of the glass. My last I had a bad experience with Stella when I got promoted. A couple of guys I worked with took me out, and one guy said he'd pay for my food. The other guy said he'd pay for my drinks, but I had to drink 10 beers, which was a lot for me at the time. And so I drank nothing but Stella the whole night. I got home, and my first mistake, and this has never happened. As soon as I got home, I laid
Yeah, that's
down.
the dumbest thing you can ever do.
But that's never happened. I've always been able to
No,
do
you
that
gotta
and go
chug
to sleep.
a
I
fucking-
laid down, and within minutes it's like this, and I threw up everything.
Just laid down and the room started spinning.
That's crazy. When I got promoted, my friends didn't do that for me.
You don't have real friends.
I know.
Your friends were
Spins
so,
on a waterbed.
your friends were so RAs.
I'll
No,
tell you the one thing I used to drink, and this happened to me twice. And I was watching my carbs. I used to drink Miller 64. You ever try that?
Yeah.
Miller 64. Yeah.
Tastes like shit.
Yeah, and this happened to me twice. I was at a restaurant and or a bar, ordered them, and twice this happened. This is why I'm bringing this up. They said to me, "You know we have beer for men too, right?" Twice that happened.
Well, when you do that,
Twice.
so we understand.
And your hips. And your
Right.
fingers.
Probably like,
And one-
It's
how
not
are you
my
gonna
fault. I
swim
can
in
sweat.
front of a man?
Lady fingers.
Dude, they thought like you were a trans before that shit was cool. Tim was a trans when we thought that shit was stupid.
Yeah, give me Miller
Now you're a
Lite.
trans.
Why are you assuming
Wait, it's
I'm a
not ladies'
man?
night, is it?
Why is this fucking creature here?
You guys are dicks. All right, back to the gun control.
Yeah,
Alright,
you
so-
to show us your graph.
I don't have a graph. I do have. Well, okay, that's a lie. I have one graph, but it's a separate topic.
Fuck.
It's not my
It
graph.
better be a volcano. I'm gonna be pissed.
No, I still don't have. I gotta make fucking.
Oh my
volcano.
fucking
You're
god!
letting
I
our
gotta make a
viewers
fucking
down.
volcano.
You're letting
No,
our
I'm letting
viewers
Well, you're
Jordan
letting me down. You're fucking terrible. Fuck you.
You're terrible. You know what?
Rest
Why
in
don't you come
piss.
over and
Rest in piss.
come over to help me?
Rest in piss.
You're allowed in my house. I think I'll have to get Tammy's permission, but I think you're allowed.
Wow.
You have to get to
And
it.
and you wonder why they thought that. Then you wonder why they said that they had men's beer there. Fucking you stupid fucking motherfucker
Anyway.
Get your
creature.
balls for this podcast.
Fuck no, you don't got.
Anyway, moving on. So some of the other legislation, or that's in the legislation for this gun control, clarifying the definition of a federal firearms dealer. I don't know much about gun laws, but I would assume that would have criminal penalties for trafficking. I would have assumed that already would have been a thing. I did like this part though. I did like what they were doing here to some degree. It depends on where it goes. $750 million states for crisis intervention program, and $1 billion to those same states for mental health services for families in especially in hardened schools.
We're not going
Tim,
to see
you should
it.
teach
So.
those crisis intervention programs. You probably get.
No, he was terrible at it. I fucked up all of our crisis issues.
Who do you want, Ray Lehman then?
That has nothing to do with me.
You taught it terrible. But anyway, back to because Marine's going to describe me. Back to my second point. Okay.
What is wrong with this?
My second point.
Straight
Point
gas,
number
bro.
2. Point number 2. That's straight gas.
You dusty as fuck, boy.
Let me get a White Claw. Let me get 2 White Claw.
What is this? Fuck with Tim, right?
2 of them. White Claws.
And a
2.
Miller 64.
And a Jello shot.
Hey, fuck you guys.
No,
See what they do to me?
You're them fucking giving money for funds. We're never gonna see that shit.
No.
Like them funding, them saying, what was the number you said? $1 million
And where do you think those funds come
for
from?
mental health? That's just not getting
Where do you think those
billions.
funds come from?
billion. Yeah, that's just not
School,
going to do
the
nothing.
school will
Tax
get it.
dollars.
They'll just blow it on bonuses
Yeah.
or something.
Taxes. That's what's paying for
Yeah.
it. Taxes.
Listen, the school's going to get it and they're going to finally buy a real Keurig. they ain't going to fucking spend it on mental health. What is this? No offense to school, like teachers and guidance counselors and stuff. They're not fucking trained to deal with that. My high school guidance counselor I met twice. She was not equipped to deal with anything other than saying, hey, here's your schedule, and then she would fuck kids. I mean,
Okay, so here's the thing. Why is the guidance counselor the same one that, like, you're supposed to talk to about your mental health, but also the same one that's in charge of your schedule? That makes no fucking sense.
yeah, none of that shit, nothing's going to happen there. That money ain't going nowhere. Fucking,
Nope.
And
It's
I don't
just
know
like
about
everything
you
else.
guys. And some kids probably maybe get a little bit more, but when I was in public school, I met my guidance counselor once.
Once.
I don't know how. Yeah. What about you, McDermott? How often
Twice.
did you?
Twice.
twice.
2 times.
And he's got issues. What about you, Dickin?
Fuck you.
Damn.
Maybe once.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm sure there's other kids that maybe had more experience with a guidance counselor, but most of us didn't. So, yeah. To your
Hold on.
point, Danny, what is the point?
you know who saw those fucking guidance counselors all the time? Were the kids who ate by themselves at lunch. That's who went to the guidance counselor. And you know what the guidance counselor did? Not shit, because the girl still killed herself. She sat with the guidance counselor every day and still fucking hung herself. So obviously that guidance counselor really fucking dug deep, huh? Found the fucking problem.
Yeah, look at Hannah Baker. 13 Reasons Why. It's crazy.
Damn.
You know, it is
the
interesting
same
though.
thing?
I just thought about this. I got called down to the guidance counselor. I remember this too. I was in 4th grade, and I just remember getting called down a couple times.
Wait. I know how this conversation went.
There's a guidance counselor in
Tim?
elementary?
Tim, I
Yeah.
know you think you might be a female, but it's okay if you drink Miller 64 when you're old.
First off, Miller 64 wasn't even invented then. Smarty pants.
Okay, an apple
Oh,
teeny.
Apple Dini.
An Appletini.
Whoa.
You're right. You're right.
Those are good though.
Appletini.
Yeah, those are
They're
good.
A
fucking
wine cooler.
banging.
Those are actually
A
good.
shot of whipped pinnacle.
Hey, whoa, that Pinnacle got shit going
I'm
though.
starting to worry
That
about
shit
you
was so
too, bud.
cheap.
Pinnacle
So,
was not
anyway.
a girl's drink.
Whipped pinnacle.
That was not a girl's drink.
Yeah.
It was.
That's what they told you.
It was not a girl.
That's when you
Pinnacle.
got white girl wasted.
Pinnacle was for everybody when I was young. That was like our young
Those are
kid
the
drink.
brewers,
That's
yeah.
what you could get
The whip.
because it was like $10 and you got fucking
listen, I'm not
plastered.
gonna lie. It was good, but I just wasn't trying to drink it.
Look at the
You know,
age
we got-
difference in us. McDermott's talking about like shit's good when he was a kid, and then we're like, that's. Well, I can't say it on.
Bro,
Dog
we
shit.
had the real
Who's
Ford
fine?
logos, motherfuckers. The
That
Ford
is-
logos.
That shit is
We
still
had
fucking
the
gross.
Ford logo. Nah, that shit is not the same no more. They realized that shit was killing people, so they had to fix
Yeah,
it.
like I never liked the taste of it anyway. I thought it was gross.
I chugged fucking 2, and I swear
Food's
to
fun,
God, I
baby.
thought I was
Food's
gonna die.
Yeah, Four Locos, like when I was, you know, in my early 20s or whatever, they weren't even around, but they weren't popular. But I had one when they first came out, and they were just fucking gross.
That shit was like drinking like 18 Red Bulls and like fucking like 30 shots in one fucking can. And
Surprised
holy
nobody
shit,
died.
I pissed myself.
Yummy.
That made sense.
So, a representative from the NRA says this legislation looking to be passed could be used to abuse and restrict lawful gun purchases. It infringes upon the rights of law-abiding citizens and uses federal funds for gun control measures that are adopted by state and politicians, which is a conflict of interest. Yeah, from a couple people who I've talked to, they said really, I'm by no means a get by guns, but I also don't necessarily believe we should just be taking guns away from everybody because of individuals who, one way or whether it's legal or illegal, you get a. But it's a couple people I've talked to said read in between the lines or read the fine. They're telling you. Dick, and I know you maybe know a little bit about that. What are your thoughts on this legislation that's potentially going to be passed? Maybe.
I know the red flag law things can be a little dangerous. They'd like call the cops and tell them, say Marine's gonna go do some harm, and then they go in and raid his house.
Okay.
No warrant, no court, whatever, and they just take all his guns or whatever.
Okay, so I hadn't read about.
You
I've
do
heard
process.
that term. I've heard that term, red flag law. I didn't really know what it meant. You're saying that you could call up and say that you're pretty sure that Danny's gonna go rob a convenience store tomorrow, shoot up a school or a movie theater or whatever, and without any probable cause, they can just go in and
Yeah.
raid his home without. Okay.
That's
They
take
bullshit.
your
You heard
gun.
of this?
Yes.
That shit's dead. Oh,
You don't have guns.
I know. I don't have anything to worry
I know,
about.
but the
if I
fact
did-
that they could do
if
that.
I did, like, you are really infringing upon people's rights. Like,
I mean, I'm
there's
saying-
no privacy anymore.
I'm not saying like it's not a bad thought, but they need to fix that thought. Like, it's not bad because look how many times somebody like, hey, he's having a mental breakdown, a domestic violence case turns into that, or something like it's not a bad thought to be like, hey, let's look into this immediately, but like to go bust down their door, raid them, and take their shit, you can't do that.
Yeah,
Like,
I think that's
in
when an investigation starts.
Right, you have to do some kind of investigation. Like, I understand this person said they're going to go do it tomorrow. Okay, then put all your manpower into finding out. Look at their past history. Have they ever been arrested for anything? Have they ever had mental health issues, like shit like that? Don't just go busting in their door like you busting my door.
And don't
I'm
even.
getting
I
shot
mean,
that day
and
because I'm coming after you.
here's the
that-
thing: with no evidence.
That kid that shot up that school in Texas didn't have no criminal history, didn't have no mental health history.
No, he did have mental health issues.
He had mental health. He had mental
They
health.
Find out he had some mental health shit going on, but they still let him buy a fucking gun. That's the problem. That's where mental health institutions need
he
to
didn't
come
have-
back.
His mental health wasn't confirmed though. That was the problem. It wasn't. He never went to a doctor and it was like written down. They were just saying, "Hey, this kid's not right in the fucking head," but nothing was ever done about it.
Regardless, when he goes to buy that gun, is anybody looking for that? If
Yeah,
there
I mean
was-
they're doing a background check, but there was nothing on his background. He wasn't like certified. Like if I go, like that will. I don't even know if the bipolar passes on the background. Like I don't know how
I don't
in depth
know
it
if
goes.
that shows
But
up.
I'm on paper. But I'm on paper as like, hey, he has like you know what I mean. Like
Right.
that they
Does
can
that
see
even
that
show up on a
if they look.
background check?
I don't know how far they go on a background. I guess they look to see if you're a felon and
That's
if
what I'm
you've.
saying. That's what needs to
They look
change
at criminal
because
history.
if they're not
That's it.
looking at your mental health history,
But that's not fair.
they need
that's not
to
fair.
be. What's not fair?
But that's not fair because if you're looking at my mental health history, if you're looking at my mental health history, but I've never committed a crime, that's not fair to fucking hold something against me.
I'm not.
So you're saying
people are
with
judging
bipolar,
you,
with
I'm
mood
just saying
swings,
that they're
anger-
looking at it.
Yeah, but so I'm going to qualify for a gun then because of my anger, because of mood swings, because of shit like I want
If
to qualify
you
for a
have
gun. That's not
anger
fair.
and mood swings,
That's gonna,
but you've never committed
then-
a crime, then what's the problem?
I'll explain this to you really simply. When you go to buy a gun, they ask you questions. Do you have a criminal history? They're going to ask you that. They're going to ask you if you're in a cult, if you're a habitual drinker, if you have mental health issues. There's no way to verify it. You can lie through all of it. The criminal history is the only thing that they can validate.
And see, like they want to change.
Unless your doctor does his job and reports it.
Right. But see,
Nobody
right,
knows.
see, there's nothing
that's
to
what I'm
report on
saying.
mental health unless you
All right, then what do we need to change then? Because like
nothing.
I still guns are not the problem. It's not the problem. It's the people holding
Exactly.
guns.
Nothing.
So
You
what do
change nothing. You change nothing, and it's just a way of life. You just add more security. You put security in schools to where this shit doesn't happen. I mean, look, they this is a big letdown because they fucked up completely. They fucked up completely. As police, that whole situation was fucked. But nothing changes, man. Like somewhere in Centerville, Texas, convicted fucking murderer who was on trial for fucking murder escapes, I think, federal custody. Goes to a ranch house and murders a grandfather and 3 of his grandsons and a cousin. Murders them, cold blood, murders them, and keeps running. What is a gun law stopping there? Nothing.
No, it's not.
What is a gun law stopping Texas? Nothing. What is a gun law stopping half of these shootings going on? Not shit.
All right, so let me ask you.
So,
this.
most of them
Why?
are illegal guns. The other half are legal guns. Nothing's going to stop.
Why do you?
It's like the war on drugs, and I think, you know what, Dick can tell me if I'm wrong, because this is from the show me and Dick can watch, and if you saw it, you would get it. What does that guy say on the war on drugs? It's an unwinnable war. It's unbeatable. It's if you're waging a war on something, you've already lost.
Okay.
There's a war on guns that we're never going to win, dude. There's so many illegal guns coming in, so many illegal guns here, and nobody even knows where the fuck half of it is.
Okay, so just on
You're
the
not
school-
gonna
Suspicion
do
is
it.
just
never
on-
work.
So just on the school shooting thing, so like, all right, it's changed a lot just in the past. I mean, when were we in high school? And like since
Yeah, I was 10 years ago, and Fort Hill's locked down now.
in 20 years. But before that, before Columbine, this was not a problem. Like when our parents were growing up, they didn't have kids shooting up schools. When I was in elementary and middle school,
Or-
we didn't have kids shooting up schools. It wasn't until I
Or-
got to high school, Columbine happened. That's when it happened. So what changed?
Or
all
is
of a
it
sudden-
more of a back? I'm not saying, like, obviously you guys are still young enough to, like, news and stuff was a thing, but I'm saying it probably has happened before. It's just not, well, especially in the area we're in, like, things probably haven't spread as easy back in the day when shit would like this would happen.
Because
Now
20 years later, we're still
because
talking about Columbine.
because people are playing into, like, the bullying aspect. Oh, they're getting bullied, they're shooting up a school. People are playing. It's how a person's
Right,
bred
but that's what I'm
nowadays.
saying.
It's your
20
DNA.
years later, we're still talking about Columbine. 40 years later, we would have still been talking about the ones if it happened back then. I'm not saying it didn't.
Because
Maybe one,
because
You just
they're not going to take the full measure, and you should know this. All of you should know this just from jobs that you all are in, I was in. Nobody's going to go the full fucking measure until they have to. The full fucking measure back when Columbine happened was put fucking armed people in schools and wrap up your fucking security tight, and then none of this would happen again. And if it did,
What if one of those came to your kid's school? And that's how I try to put myself in the people's shoes that this happened to. And like I can sit here and say my opinion all I want to, but I don't know how that feels to have that happen. But if it did happen, I try to imagine what that would feel like. And then I would be one of the people who are sitting there saying we need to do something. I'm still not blaming guns, but like now I'm scared to send my kid to school. He's not going to school so he can fucking get shot up. No. Like that's
I think that's the other problem. I think that's the other problem that we're running into too. Nothing like, I mean, it's not like it's not a fear. Like obviously, that's a fear in every parent's mind, is a fear of, I don't want to say that's just the easy route though. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously, like your kid's gonna come before, like you're not gonna risk a leg, but at the same time, that's an easy fix. The fix is gonna be when we the people start showing. Like that's the problem, is we the people don't unite, don't do nothing. Like they're talking about
Someone did try to unite. Remember, they ended up in the fucking Congress room. What happened after that? Nothing. They tried to unite.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't have it pulled up in front of me, but I did look it up shortly. It wasn't that long. I think it was probably because we've talked about the school shootings on the last couple episodes, but I have looked it up recently. School shootings have been going. I'm just as curious as Danny though. What was it that put Columbine? It just seemed for whatever reason to be
So,
the
you
one
know
that got
how
the
many
most
have
media
happened before
attention.
that?
Oh yeah, they've been going on since the 1800s. Not to
because
that point.
because the fucking media. It's not. I hate. I mean, this like the Republican in me coming out, but it's the fucking media, man. Like the media plays that shit up so much. all right, so you didn't really get much news information on the family in Texas that was slain by an escaped convict. That's not news. That's not news because he didn't have a licensed gun, or he's not this, or he just was an escaped convict who killed people. Nobody wants to hear that because that doesn't scare anybody. That's just like, oh, yeah, he killed somebody before, he's going to again. You get the Sandy Hooks. You get, because why? Because the news can play that up to be like, gun control. Look at this. Look at these dead kids. Look at this. Because before it wasn't random. The news was the fucking news. The news back before, like,
Are you saying there's a political agenda at play?
I would never
We're
say
making
that.
something.
Never is there.
Because if you remember Columbine, that's all of a sudden when everyone, I mean, that was really at the height of the goth phase. And then everyone was all of a sudden scared around anyone who dressed in all black, trench coats. Remember, a lot of people who wore black long trench coats. Like, I wonder if they got a gun hiding. It definitely put a fear of God in a lot of people.
I'll give you something to look up. I'll give you something to look up.
Okay.
Look up how many school shootings happened after gun-free zones were incorporated.
Okay.
What?
Your gun-free zones were
Gun-free
incorporated.
zones?
I'm sure it was a pretty effective, huh?
Oh shit! Hey, it's a gun-free zone. Can't shoot this school. Make it find another. Fuck. They got
I'm
us.
still here. I've been listening to what you guys are saying. I'm still stuck on this whole red flag law. So the thought that you can call or make a call, like just say someone's
I can
getting ready to do
simply
something.
just say, "Hey, he's got a lot of guns and ammo," and that's it. That's all I
Exactly.
need.
But doesn't that contradict? This is where I have the problem. This contradict all these new laws saying that are inherently racist that we've been addressing over the last couple of years, that we've been fixing it because it affects other people, minorities in particular. Doesn't this contradict that? Like, doesn't that go back on everything that supposedly they're trying to fix the last couple of years?
Because the Democrats aren't racist, sir. They're for the people. The Republicans, if they did it, they hate every fucking minority but white. But the Democrats, no, they're not racist. We're trying to protect the people. Republicans are the race. I just said that shit last week, bro. The Democrats, gun violence, fucking, it's not cops versus people. It's not fucking whites versus blacks, fucking whites versus, it's not shit like that. It's fucking gun violence, war on Ukraine, this and that. This is exactly what fucking Democrats do. If you get a Republican in office in 2 more years, I guarantee you it goes back to, you don't hear about school shootings and this. You hear about fucking whites hating the blacks, fucking blacks hating the whites, cops fucking killing people. I mean, it's the same fucking agenda every fucking time. And that's what I'm saying. This is as a country, it's never going to get better.
And
It's always
And here's
going to
the
get
funny
worse.
thing.
power that also are controlling the media too.
Well,
You vote
and
for
here's-
Republican and hope that you get low gas prices and stuff. And if you're white and black, you're supposed to hate each other. If you vote Democrat, you guys love each other, but you pay $5 a gallon and your car blows up.
Hey, it
So,
went down 6 cents today. Let's go.
well, that's because
I ain't
the
gonna
gas
lie, it
tax-
cost me $176 to fill up.
Hey, have fun driving because I guarantee you that it burns out twice as fast too.
Hey, do you guys want
Yeah.
to start a like a little taxi service with a horse and carriage?
No, I'm gonna start.
I'm
If you
down.
voted for
I'd be
fucking
down.
Biden, you're buying me my gas and my car, and you're gonna start shuttling me to work. If you watch this podcast and you're a Democrat, fuck you. You're driving me to work.
Well,
Not their
it's
fault, that's
funny.
Putin.
Well, hell, did he pass the federal gas thing? Has that been passed, or is it still like being talked about? Because Biden came on.
What, like,
Sorry, my president.
What? Federal
All love and fucking, I love Joe Biden, so he can really ride a bike. He's really good at that.
I saw that.
Walks up steps pretty good.
Yeah, he can find the front door to his house too. He's fucking
That's
amazing at
sometimes
that.
Service has to walk in there.
He doesn't shit himself ever. Anyway. No, he said something about he was gonna pass.
Wait a minute. You can't talk. You shit yourself all the
Yeah,
time.
but I'm not our president, you know. I also don't do it while I'm in the middle of a fucking conference on stage on national television and shit
Visiting
myself.
the
But
Pope.
anyway,
Visiting the Pope.
Yo, that post probably like, yeah, he's definitely gonna fuck some kids with me later. But anyway,
So speaking of making
hold
fun
on,
of Democrats,
hold on,
did you see?
hold on. I wasn't done. They kept disrupting me.
Damn.
They were passing a federal. I was getting somewhere, but they kept fucking with me. Damn. No, he's about to pass the federal gas tax, where like they tax, I think it's like 18 cents from you federally for like the roads and stuff. He's trying to pass it like over the like next 90 days. 18 cents is off. I guess a gallon or whatever. Yeah, but then we're gonna get taxed back later. But you know,
They said they were
They're
going
just
to get
gonna
that
fucking
stimulus
tax
money
us
back
at the end of the
somehow.
year.
No,
Yeah,
they're
people-
still getting their stimulus money back.
yeah, but they haven't made up for it yet. But you know, all those people who get to stay home still and not work and live off the system, who really they really use that stimulus for fucking fun things. You know, my stimulus went towards bills and fixing my car and you know stuff like that. While those fucking piece of shit motherfuckers who don't work for a living, you know, they got to buy nice TVs and steaks and. Not affecting them because they don't go to work, so they're not driving around. They might go to fucking Rocky Gap and swim because they're dirt balls, but you know. Sorry, I'm done.
You're good. So speaking of making fun of Democrats, did you see that Nancy Pelosi's husband was arrested on a DUI?
Wow.
He was in Vegas. She was somewhere on the East Coast. I can't remember.
Oh,
He was
in
fucking
Yeah,
Vegas?
bored.
Oh
He was.
Yeah, he
bored.
was in-
fucking
he was in
bored.
He was
Vegas,
snorting
he-
coke off a stripper's ass.
Oh, he
Yeah.
probably was, but he blew a
No, he wasn't.
he. Let's see. His blood alcohol content was a .82,
Damn.
and that was taken a couple hours after
Oh, he
he'd
was.
been
hammered.
after the crash, and he'd been
Swab
taken
his
into custody.
nose.
Well, now, at that point, a .82, a couple of you're hammered. That's like you could do jail time for your first offense on that one. I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
I don't know what Vegas laws are, but it might be a little more relaxed as it's Vegas, but
I hope somebody asked her
Yeah, it
how
was.
she feels about her husband fucking while he was in Vegas. Oh, he wouldn't do that.
Yeah, he was just having a good time.
Dumb
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So
What's the legal alcohol level?
and what?
.08.
Yeah. Is that like a nationwide thing?
Yeah.
Or is that a
I
Maryland?
think. I know it's Maryland.
I
but
thought
think
everywhere had
it's-
like a different like level of.
Pretty sure it's.
I didn't think it was a federal. I thought it was like a state thing. Because everybody's
You can
state
get
laws are
drunker
different for
in one
DUIs.
state, not another.
Yeah.
That's .08. I just researched it.
You just
Yeah,
researched.
Yeah, 2 points for
Yeah,
digging.
you're a doctor, professor.
And a white claw. Yeah, digging.
Sounds like
Gotta
a
get my
fluffy
Miller
flounder.
64.
Sounds like a fluffy flounder to me.
Did you just dab?
You guys didn't do
He
it.
dabbed.
Fuck, he's gonna do the name.
You guys were. No, we agreed, and you guys still haven't done
I'm
it.
not dabbing.
Fluffy flounder's the
Fluffy
cue. You weren't a part of this, McDermott. You
I
weren't a
don't-
part of this.
I'm glad. I don't want to be a
I
part
don't
of
know
that.
what you're
That
talking about.
It was Dickens' last stream. We agreed before he got on that at some point we would say Fluffy Flounder.
I
And we
didn't
would all
even hear
dab
you
at the
say
same
fluffy
time.
flounder. Your words were
Can
It
we
was
not?
fuzzy flounder, by the way.
Fuzzy Flounder.
Which
Can
is
you
why
guys
I
That's
not,
said
bro?
it. But I didn't.
Can you
hear
guys not?
That's not why.
Because if you guys do that on the word fuzzy flounder and then you dab, we might as well at this point just do a live stream of playing Dungeons and fucking Dragons
Listen,
together in our
if you
fucking
want me to
whitey
do something
tighties. Can we
off
not
of,
do that?
If you want me to do something off of a code word, there's only one code word that registers in my brain, and that's muskrat.
Muskrat.
Rats.
Yeah,
Muskrat.
remember you? That's the conversation. You were
Yeah,
saying that, but you're
alright,
like, no,
so
because you know what that
If you want me to
means.
do something off a code word, I'm not going to remember fuzzy, whatever the fuck you said. If you
Fuzzy
say
flounder?
muskrat,
Flounder?
all of a sudden,
Fluffy
I'm-
Flounder.
if you say muskrat,
Fuzzy.
I'm paying attention now.
If you still dab, don't ever say muskrat and dab after the word muskrat though. No. Don't do that ever.
No, he's going to do the nay next.
I
I'm
always
just
hated
why
that.
are, and your dab is so terrible.
My dab was on point, bro.
No, that was bad.
It was straight
Every
gas.
time you say a dab, I just
Did
want
it,
to go
like,
take a
super
fucking dab.
fast. You gotta.
No, I didn't. I was like,
No, stop. You gotta give.
it
the
was
nay.
straight gas.
You gotta turn your body. You gotta
Like that?
You gotta move your body.
I'm sitting.
You can't, dude. It's those lady
That
hips. It's hard to move the lady hips around.
It'll fucking pop.
He's gonna
That
get
hurt.
birth.
Sorry.
2 points. 2 points, Gryffindor.
Hey, don't be hating on Harry Potter.
Fuck
All right,
this
last thing on gun control, then we'll move on. Because here's a funny conversation going on. At the same time, the Supreme Court struck down a law that they're attempting to pass in New York, which means you have to have proper cause for carrying a handgun. The Supreme Court struck that down. Isn't
Wait.
that funny?
That affects Maryland too.
Does it?
Wait,
Yeah, Maryland has the same thing.
you have to have probable cause to what?
To carry
You
a
have to have
handgun.
good
So
substantial
they were.
reason.
I thought it
Yeah,
was
not
already.
just-
I thought Maryland already, because I thought that's why, like, when they would call you, like, if you've had a threat on your life or if you're into this profession or something like that, I thought that's kind of why Maryland already had that.
Now you don't need that.
Oh, so Maryland's so wow.
Wait, so
Maryland?
I don't think-
I need papers.
They don't want. Maryland wants that, but the Supreme Court ruled against it.
Oh.
Wow. So
Yeah.
hold on, we're trying to do gun control, but we're going to give more people a chance to have a gun, carry a gun. Where are we going with this, guys?
And
Like,
correct me if I'm wrong, Dick, and you still have to have a concealed carry
Yes.
permit, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
you still have to
harder.
have that paperwork.
It's still
But what
harder.
they
it's
were trying to
easier
do
now.
is that's not even a thing. You have to have a reason.
but that's what
for
I'm saying. That's
carrying.
how Maryland originally like was. But
Yeah.
then
A handgun's hard
But now-
to get anyway, but the people who are shooting up schools and shooting up like businesses and shit, they're not going in with handguns.
give me a handgun. I'm still killing fucking. I'm still giving fucking like 9 people dead or wounded. My shot's terrible,
But
but
if you're going in with a like an agenda, a purpose, you're bringing the heavy shit.
that's a gun's a gun.
But with
who was
Maryland, Maryland, you
Who
do
was-
have to have. When you have to shoot, and you have to have a certain score to get it.
Oh, I failed. Who
And-
was the guy in Florida that shot Trayvon Martin?
Oh,
You know, remember who I'm talking about?
Zimmerman.
I don't know.
Zimmerman. That was with a handgun, right? Because he had the permit to carry, and that's why.
no, but
He
what I'm saying,
got
like,
away
it's
with it, I guess.
One person. I'm
Florida
that-
has a stand your law ground.
killing a.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's still like. I mean, the thing is now with that law. I mean, now you 2-3 years ago, you had a big issue with cops who were just shooting people because they had no idea what they were reaching for, this and this. Now you're giving more people the option to carry a gun. It's a win-lose situation. You know, 3 years ago, cops didn't know who had a gun. They were shooting people to be safe, blah, blah, blah. You got into all that. And now you're giving people more guns, and now we're going right back down to, I guarantee you, the first time somebody who has a fucking gun, who isn't too sure how to handle the situation, they just whip a gun out on a fucking cop, and he gets fucking blasted. Now it's going to be back to the police shoot, their trigger happy. I mean, it's just a whole fucking mix. I don't think you should have a permit to fucking carry a gun unless you absolutely need one. What,
Let me ask you a question. If you're going to go rob a bank, and you know nobody has one, are you going to do it?
I'm not going to rob a bank.
I'm just saying, if you were,
if I'm gonna
are you
rob a
gonna
bank,
pick the-
I don't give a fuck if somebody has a gun or not. I'm robbing a bank. I get what you're trying to say. Like, I get, obviously, going to the bank that has no people with a gun is easier. But most banks, other than around here, most banks have an armed security guard in, like, bigger cities.
Well, security guard has limits. He can only do so much.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, if you're robbing a bank, he, at that point, he can have the right to open fire on you.
Not
You're
if
coming
there's
in with a
somebody.
gun.
I'm robbing a bank. It's not going to be just me anyway, so I'm going to have multiple people. So to Dickens' point, that armed security guard is going to be ineffective because there's more than one.
But I'm saying, I mean, but it's still like, I'm not saying take the right from people, but we're complaining about gun laws and kids getting murdered, and then now you're giving any willy-nilly the right to get a fucking permit to carry, and it's like, that's just me, that's me thinking you just admitted that there's a fucking problem in America if you want more people to carry a fucking gun to help out.
In America,
Rather,
how many unregistered guns there are? That's just the start of it.
there's,
I mean, but that
300
now,
there's 330 million registered gun owners, and they don't know how many else are out there that they don't know about.
exactly. Think about 390 million who did the right thing. We're going to go ahead and, like, I'm going to say maybe double that number or triple that for the illegal stuff, you know?
100%.
Not talking about the people who go in and out the country all the time with guns.
Okay, so here's something from someone who really doesn't have much. Home security. The more I think about it, would it be nice if I had a gun in my home. I'm like, yeah, it would be nice for me to have something to protect my family. However, I don't know the first thing about a gun.
I have
It would be irresponsible for me to have a gun. So I need to have a gun, but I also need to learn how to use that in the event that I would
Mr.
need to
Miller,
use it.
RA2,
There's places that
Center.
offer
Mhm.
training for that.
Exactly.
Miller,
Now I think that is perfect. Like what you just said right there. Guns in the house, hey, by fucking means, get a handgun, shotgun, whatever to defend your property yourself. But why do we need every fucking Johnny Appleseed out here carrying a fucking gun? I know a guy right now who's a superintendent of a fucking of a place that if you give him the right to if he has the right to carry a gun, he's just going to shoot somebody because he just wants to say I defended my country and be on the fucking Fox News throwing a fit. You know, I I don't see the need for that. Like people in corrections, cops, military, first responder, like stuff like that, they need guns. I agree. You run into some people that you see in public, you might want a little backup plan on you. I agree.
all right, what
But
about
and you know what? And a teacher, and I will say and a teacher because God forbid we're not gonna put security in the school. At least let the teacher bring a fucking nine in, you know. But I'm saying fucking, hey look, there's Jim going down to the lumber yard. Yeah, Jim needs a fucking gun to carry because those loggers they might get a little rowdy, or hey look, it's Drew. He's going to the office today. He's selling staplers. Yeah, Drew needs a permit to carry because in the staple selling business, it gets fucking hairy. It does. We get into it. We get in some big fucking arguments, man. Papers get thrown. Paper clips get dropped. We shoot staples. It's crazy.
what about
Who's
someone-
gonna fucking rob a stapler
What
fucking
about
company?
someone who is the cashier at fucking Circle K?
A
Down
lot of
South
fucking
End?
a lot of places I'm pretty sure actually had like a registered gun in the
That's what I'm
building.
saying. They definitely
On that
any
register.
convenience
We just don't do it here because we're dumb.
convenience stores.
And
definitely-
plus,
But-
and do you want to be fair? Do you really want fucking Ashley down at your local Circle K who just shot up heroin 5 minutes before her shift to be in control of a weapon under the counter?
she shouldn't
Probably
be
not.
there. That's the
Matt,
other thing.
like, I'm all, well, I don't know that I agree with that. What they can't have a job, but
all right, but
I
here's-
understand
heroin,
so does
though.
Stop
convenience
shooting up
store.
heroin, the fuck? Like,
Well, I agree with that, but that doesn't mean they can't have a job.
what the fuck do you mean?
Didn't you just say
If you're
why
shooting
they
up
shouldn't be
heroin-
working there?
If you're shooting up heroin 5 minutes before your shift, you probably shouldn't have a job.
Well, no, I mean, is that what you?
You should probably go to rehab.
If I'm an owner of that store and I know you're shooting up heroin, I'm firing you. You're not
But
working.
can we
Well,
be
you may
honest?
not know.
But in terms of,
And
but
I do know
all right,
you're
so
fired.
but in a job like that, you already know you're not going to get the best people working. Let's be honest.
True.
Most of them are probably
Especially,
already
yeah.
convicted felons who shouldn't even have a gun in their presence. Two, most of them are probably your not so good people. Your crack smoking, shoot up fucking people. That sell you cigarettes and they try to steal your fucking ATM card because they say the things down and they need your number and your 3-digit code on the back and stuff. And no, Ashley, I'm not falling for that. You're not going to go buy heroin with my fucking debit card. So,
Yeah, because like you talked about like a convenience store, which is a very common place to get robbed. Because there's usually no security, late open 24 hours. Like you said, employees that aren't trained to deal with situations like that. So you could have a registered firearm building, but have a or someone
think-
who's trained to use a firearm.
I think like more of the registered ones, I think that's more like your family owned, like
Yeah,
a
that makes sense.
family guy work because it's in his name, so it's his gun. I think that's more like probably like the registered ones you see where they say, "Man tries to rob store, clerk shoots him with a gun." It was probably the guy's store that had the gun. I doubt Bob the alcoholic who has his 7th DUI and he's just trying to get some money for cigarettes and stuff is not going to be allowed to shoot the gun.
Allowed to buy one.
My
The alcoholic.
I actually know truckers who have like permits to carry, but I'm wondering like how does that work? Because if they go across state lines, it's different in every state. So would they
I don't
have to
think
like
you're
buy a
allowed-
gun?
I didn't think you were allowed to carry a firearm in a commercial vehicle.
No, you can, but it was I want to, because this guy, the guy I knew from Webster Run, who would drive truck, like he mainly stayed in Maryland, but every now and then he would do like an over the road thing. And he said I couldn't remember if he said he had to leave the gun at home or if he could put it away in like a case or something in his truck since it was technically like his home or whatever. And that was fine as long as he said he alerted the cop to the gun. And I mean, it was all registered and stuff. But I don't think he could legally have it on his body. Like in Maryland, he would be driving that motherfucker in the truck. He would come get out, fucking gun on his hip. He's like, I was like, dude, why do you need a gun, bro? You're hauling containers. Like, he's like, yeah, I go to the port of Baltimore, 3 times a day. I'm gonna have a gun.
I mean, the ones who are definitely like in the Brinks or like hauling the money around the banks, they definitely need a gun.
Yeah, but that's all like a local. Like, I just didn't know the rule. Like, if you go on vacation in an RV for family or something, like, you can't have a permit to carry because I thought like permits are only for that state, right? Or does it carry over state to state?
I don't think it does.
Certain states will accept other states' permits. I think West Virginia accepts like 30 other states. Maryland's it's like 2 or 3 states.
Yep.
Go figure.
West Virginia is not one of the ones that Maryland recognizes.
Sure.
Oh,
Maryland doesn't recognize any other states, but other states, there's only like 3 states that'll recognize Maryland's.
Where I live, good old Maryland.
Love it.
Old Bay and hookers.
So I know we've taken a few jabs at our friendly Democratic president.
Fuck him.
He's doing his best, but the other side, just as the Democrats did with Donald Trump, anytime he made any type of guffaw or mistake, they were quick to jump on it. So needless to say, Republican media has done the same thing. It could be nothing, but it does make you question some things. Apparently, our president recently was having an address with governors from 11 other states at the Roosevelt Room, and he accidentally shared or turned around the cue card that is given to him, and some of the directions on there were quite appalling. This looks backwards to me. Can you guys read that text?
Oh, I can read it.
Yeah.
Okay. It's backwards to me, but I can see it over here on my second screen. So this is everything that was on the cue card. If you zoom in, you can't see it on here, but I zoomed in. You can see it.
Actually capitalize your.
Yeah.
Like this
I mean-
is you do this now. Like he's a fucking dude's got.
I'm not defending him because this is a whole different fucking level. Like this man should be in a nursing home with my aunt fucking Jill, like my great grandma fucking Ida over there,
I know where you're going with this.
But I'm pretty sure most it's like, I guess, what would you call it now? Itinerary, like,
Yes.
Hey, don't get off topic. Hit this is what you're doing. Boom, boom, boom. Because to be fair, not Biden, fuck Biden, he's a bitch. But every other president, I'm sure they don't know what they're doing, where they're like, it's like boom, one after another. You're meeting. Hey, keep on schedule. You have 15 minutes for it. You know what I'm saying?
This is
a little too extreme though, because why are you capitalizing like the OU too? Like you just need to capitalize the Y. Like to me, that's like
Yeah, you take
And it says
your
you.
seat, not like it's like you, like not that person. You, and you have to take your seat, not someone else's seat. Like, why are we explaining that he has to take his own seat? Like, is there a chance that he could possibly go and sit someone else's seat? Like,
or
what
is he one of the fucking smartest motherfuckers alive? And he's playing the fucking I'm old and senile role, and he flips this around just for the fucking
No
the
shot.
cue.
No
Because you remember back after 9/11 happened, like
No shot.
the government was playing some like tricks with people, like, yeah, we could be involved. Like
No
they
shot.
were trying with some hands, like, yeah, we could be involved in this shit.
So this definitely seems awfully juvenile to me. I mean, I'm all for cue cards. Everyone uses them. Do any type of public speaking. I'm totally What are you eating over there? Is that good?
Chicken's funny as shit.
Both of those two were just mocking you, but then I looked out and saw you were chewing on something good.
Oh, I don't care.
Is
My
it?
family loves me, man. I didn't even know they were going to get food, and they brought me back a Gold Rush chicken sandwich. Let's fucking go.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
fucking
fuck
Yeah.
yeah,
shit.
fuck
I'm having
yeah.
fun over here. Jordy.
I can't decide between
Um,
the Gold Rush or the Double R Burger sometimes. Though.
Gold Rush. Gold Rush.
Gold
so
Rush is
good.
good.
I
Too,
agree.
but- Sorry, Tim.
So no, you're good. My one issue with this, because it does seem awfully juvenile, like you really need to tell him to take his seat, is the fact that if you look at the fourth bullet, it says you give brief comments, blank. You ask this person, Liz Schuler, president of AFL.CIO, a question, but it doesn't say what the question is. Is there another teleprompter that he's looking at?
What I'm
To get
saying-
that-
that one part
why
said you
isn't
give
that
brief
on here?
comments,
Yeah.
But it says that it was blocked by Biden's finger, so it may say what he's supposed to say.
But I'm looking at
But-
the picture.
but
There's
the
not enough
question-
room for whatever the comment.
Yeah, that and the question itself is like, if you're going off that completely, then you would think like you as Liz Shelter, president,
This exact
a
question.
question, or you asked her this. Hey, what do you think of? You know,
If you're going this
Uh-huh.
specific with what he's supposed to do, then they must like whenever it comes time to give brief comments, you're taking you're taking a chance because he could say whatever, and
that's what I'm
they're just
saying.
leaving
Like,
it right there.
if you're giving him this list because he's incompetent, then you're going to give him questions or something because he's not obviously going to. If he can't remember to do this stuff when he walks into the room for a brief conference, then the motherfucker doesn't remember the questions he's supposed to ask. You know, I just think this is more like the itinerary thing. Maybe he didn't mean to flip it over and play a joke on people, but I think he's not all there. Like obviously, I mean
I think
the.
this is just to get Kamala Harris in as president. It's all a process.
It was the whole game to begin with because nobody was going to vote Kamala Harris. Nothing against women presidents, but you know it wouldn't work. But no, I'm just kidding. It would be fine. But nobody was going to vote for her to begin with to be a president. She would have lost 100% on the Democratic vote because at that point in time, nobody really knew who she was, like what she like. She was nothing. She lies off her ass and can't fucking like do a very good job about it. So Trump would have got back in. Biden, everybody's like, oh, he's like our grandfather. He could be all right, you know. And then this is their way because he got 2 years left, right? About 2
Yeah.
years left.
Well,
So this
I
is
don't
voted
this
think
way
it's
I-
his grandfather. It's
I-
more like the creepy uncle.
Well, I guarantee you, within the next 6 months, and that's why the economy is tanking right now. They're gonna blame Biden.
You smell your hair, little
This
girl.
is gonna be his way out. Well, he's not gonna do. He's gonna smell her downstairs hair. But
Ugh.
yeah, well, that's child pedophilia for you. That's what he does.
That's when I see this. That's what really throws it up to me. In 2 years, presidential election happens again, because to my knowledge, it's never happened. Seating president that can run for a second term doesn't.
I don't think
Has that ever happened? I don't think it has.
he's going to have his name on the ballot, and that's if he gets elected again. Then that's how you know America's fucking rigged. And Kamala Harris will come back, right? And that's where you're going to see the switch over. They might not do it in these 2 years, but if he gets elected again, then at that point in time, you know America's not voting at this point because there's no way in hell somebody in America right now. I know people who were fuck Donald Trump, Biden all the way to now, like, yeah, I fucked up.
That's the problem. Is no
I got
one will
tricked.
still admit it to this day. They didn't, and everybody with any common sense knows it. But yeah, you have people on the other side still to this day will not admit that I didn't vote for Joe Biden. I voted against Donald Trump. They still won't admit it. I haven't. I know plenty of liberal people who don't like Donald Trump and didn't vote for him. Will not admit that.
Yeah, but like at least a lot of them now are coming out saying, yeah, this isn't going to be our choice either next time.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, no matter, like I said, no matter what Democrat, Republican Party, you're going to get the same. God damn.
Yeah, you like
That was a big fucking bite.
It wasn't even
Uh,
Big mouth.
Yo, I just saw that shit sticking out like that. I was like,
Yeah.
damn. And then I see Diggin mocking him the whole time.
He looks like Wilson from Tool Time down there, or Home Improvement.
Bro, I'm so hungry now. But anyway, man, we were doing so good not talking about food, and you had to fucking eat that chicken sandwich.
that was good as shit too.
I bet it. Oh my god.
Now Ethan's hungry.
I mean, the same shit going to happen though. You're going to get Democrat, Republican. Democrats going to be gun laws, fucking shootings, violence. Let's help other countries because we're pussies. Republicans are going to be no. Let's bring the jobs back. Let's fuck other countries for the most part. We're going to talk to them, but we're not going to throw them all of our money. Let's help ourselves, rebuild the economy. I'm not going to pay much for shit. But then it's going to be the racism, the fucking cop violence. I mean, you'll lose, you lose. It's do you want to pay hella money and be fucking broke all the time just to make the rich fucking get a little less rich, or do you just want to have a race war and cop war and not pay shit? I'm just going to go for the race and cop war. Fucking, at least I'm not paying a whole bunch of money.
Maybe there'll be free guns laying on the streets.
Facts.
Right.
You know what? I think we get those guys out from the we own the city, the whole cop brigade, and we put them on the gun task force in America.
Two of them just got out.
No, for real? Yeah, but those were like the fucking idiots though. No, hold on. Was it the I like the one, the one with the weird fucking head.
Yeah.
And then the one with the weird name, he was friends with the gangbanger.
Yeah.
They're still in jail though, right? I'm pretty sure they got decent sentences too. I thought the two who like were newer to the force got out.
Yeah.
Okay.
The,
Yeah, I like
the two
them.
main ones. The two main ones don't get out till like 2035.
Yeah, which I mean, yeah. I mean, to be fair, they didn't do anything like that awful. They didn't kill anybody. Well, I mean, they did kind of, but it was a good show. But I think that was I'm saying nothing. This problem's not going to get fixed. I just don't want to pay fucking gas and fucking prices for food. I just want to go to the fucking market and find what I'm actually looking for.
I want to go to the market
I
and
actually-
not spend double what I normally pay.
Facts. On stuff
Yeah,
I don't even want.
I went to the market yesterday and I was buying. I did something I don't usually do. I bought like a lot of extra stuff, but I looked at the sticker. You know how sometimes you get like marked. I usually don't do that, just because I like to kind of keep things fresh. But I bought stuff that I immediately put in my freezer. I mean, I've always known this. Say that you should really buy the stuff with the skin and bone still on because you're actually paying extra for the fact that they debone it and take the skin off. So I actually bought a bunch of that too because it was like 50 cents less per pound for some chicken breasts that were still on the bone with the skin on.
I'm cool with the paying a little extra for the no bone.
But if it ever got to that
Good
point,
luck buying any.
that's where to save some money.
Fresh produce is like, oh my god, that breaks the fucking bank right now. Like, any fresh vegetables or fresh fruit, like, we're still buying it just because, like, I'm not trying to eat like shit, but it's killing our fucking bank.
Yeah.
Do you guys talk about the food processing plants like burning down and plane
Yeah.
crashes and so?
Yeah, so I was going to say that a little later about like there's been 30 confirmed already of like your major like your cows, chicken, stuff like that that's been catching on fire. Nobody knows why. Just random events like the
That's
plane
all
crash stuff happen. Our local one just caught on fire this past week, and nobody has explained why.
Listen, let me tell you something. So,
Did you see about the Lake Mead drying up?
Yeah,
I saw something about that. I didn't read the whole
So-
article.
a certain
they're
teacher-
starving us.
A certain teacher at Greenridge brought up a point about, conspiracy stuff. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about, McDermott.
Starts with a G.
Principal?
No, it starts with an S. Conspiracy.
Oh, my lord. Well, wait, he's still teaching?
Yeah,
Shoemaker?
Strauderman.
Oh, okay, Charlemagne.
All right,
I was gonna say, shoot, I thought
he's-
Shoemaker went
he's
to the
been-
prison.
He's been talking to old Foxy Boy a good bit recently because, Fox ain't with the conspiracies or anything like that. But Strauderman was saying something about this agenda thing that's online. I forget what it's called. But you go to their website and basically like they have all these things laid out of what they want to happen in the next like 10 years or so. One of them is like the prediction is that all the we're going to be moved out of like all the rural areas and everyone's going to be like populating the big cities because all the farmland is going to be bought up together and owned by like one or two certain people, and he said like Bill Gates is actually out right now buying up farmland left and right. So it makes you wonder why.
What though, like farmland or for other stuff?
For farmland, because you're gonna buy all your produce and stuff like that from
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates or whoever.
Oh, that's
But,
smart
like-
on his end.
But like, yeah, like that's an actual thing. Like he's buying that shit up, and people are out of their farms now. I don't think we're gonna see the people like moving to all the cities anytime soon. But that just makes you wonder, like, all that shit's burning up right now, and that could be a reason
Maybe
why.
it's not. Maybe it's not that he's buying the land up for that shit. Maybe he's buying it up for like a secret Epstein or Gates.
Or
farm.
that's how they're
Yeah, I
Party
just,
house.
I just
the
think,
Farm
SpaceX
orgy.
program that's gonna fly them up to fucking Mars and leave us all here.
I think he would be doing that one because he has the fucking money to, and why not? If you got the money to own
But if
50-60% of the farmland in America, and people are going to have to fucking buy your product to do it, I mean,
let's
you're
be
making
real,
money, you know?
Don't like we're not gonna sit here and act like Bill Gates isn't one of those people in power of the world. Because
No,
you
but
have that
he's
much
not also
money
going
and
to
you're
starve
not-
the American citizen. He's out for the money gain, and obviously, when Bill Gates comes knocking on your farm and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to offer you this much money," and the farmer's like, "That's more than I would ever
Because he
make on
wants more
my own,"
control.
and he's going to do it. Yeah,
One of those
I
people
mean,
in
but that's
power
anybody. But that's
showing
that's
out-
anybody.
Right, all the people with money.
I think the burning up right now is not anything to do with Bill Gates and stuff. I think it's because they want the shortage. They want America to fucking be fearful, because when you're fearful, you start voting for dumb shit. You get scared. Look, there should be no reason why Ukraine babies are fucking drinking fucking formula and having a blast in the blast zones, while our fucking own American babies are fucking starving, you know?
Yeah.
I have never I know I'm young, but like in my lifetime, I have never fucking seen fear of God in mothers' eyes if they're going to be able to get the next fucking formula for their kids. That should never be a concern.
But yeah,
For a grown adult, if you're not able to get the fucking extra stuff you want, like the mozzarella or something, hey, you know what, fatty, you can go a little hungry on that. But the fact that like we're saying to the level that we're having a fucking food shortage for that's how crooked and fucked up America
we're
is,
still
man.
sending billions and billions of dollars to Ukraine, and fuck.
I
the
say
rest
let
of
Russia nuke the fuck out of them. Fuck it.
That's-
Let's
at this
just call it a
point-
day. One of the two just need to nuke the other and get it over with. Let's just fucking get this over with. Hopefully Ukraine does it though, so we didn't just lose all of our money. But you know,
I mean, that's where I'm at with it too. Just because, like, at first it was like, all right, that's cool. We're standing up for the smaller country, but now, we're just at the point where it's like, all right, now you're just saying fuck the rest of us.
yeah, you wear that mask, shorty.
They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about the middle class, the lower class. Only
There's
the
another
rich
The
people.
one coming, boy.
Oh, yeah.
All facts.
So-
yeah,
Monkeypox.
facts. Another
So-
COVID strain.
So speaking, we're kind of talking about Netflix, as you guys have heard.
I have no idea what you're saying.
He said Netflix, as you guys have heard. I understand him perfect.
Yeah, but then he said another sentence and I couldn't hear it.
I didn't see him say another
Netflix,
thing.
as you heard.
I didn't see him say
Yeah.
anything else.
And
Yeah.
what?
Netflix, as you heard, I was in the process of saying it as you cut me off.
Yeah,
Right, we
Yeah.
were saying it and I couldn't hear anything.
I heard him though.
I think it's you.
That was you that time. I actually heard
Then
him.
what did
Heard
you
him.
say after Netflix already, as you heard?
He was
I was in the
just starting his
He was
sentence,
already
and you
saying-
interrupted him.
he
You
was
cut him off.
talking when I
Yeah,
cut
you
him off.
cut him off. He was just starting to talk, and you cut
I
him
saw
off.
his lips moving. He was
You cut him
talking.
off.
That's why I
It
trying
was
to
lagging
tell
for a
you to
second.
hear him.
It was
I'm not gonna
lagging
say
for a
nothing else.
second.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
Oh
else.
my god! Here we go
Just
again.
trying to
Now,
fucking know you.
How you gonna cut off drunk Toby Maguire?
I'm trying to cut him off so he knows we can't hear him.
sorry, what were you saying?
I'll be down here.
Eat
know
that
what?
sandwich.
I'm gonna
Yeah, you got
fucking
it,
eat that. Y'all been fucking going on me this whole time. You
Facts.
see me get
Facts.
fucking mad.
Facts,
One bit.
facts. But then he gets on the set. That's how he acts, though.
Fuck you.
That's how he is. See, right
You
there.
guys going
You can
after
go
me. I'm
on
trying
Tim.
to help.
All
What the fuck?
we were just saying nothing happened that time. It actually wasn't his mic. You're like, "Fuck, I won't ever help again." God damn.
It was his mic because I couldn't hear anything.
She said, "I can't hear you." He started his sentence.
Anyway,
He was lags every now and then.
Anyway, Netflix laid off another 300.
Sorry, what was that?
One more time.
Give me 2 more times. 2 more takes.
What'd you say after Netflix?
Stop! I'm trying to get through this.
2
Oh,
more takes.
shit.
2 more.
Anyway, they laid off another 300 employees this month after they laid off 150 in May. As we know, stock prices for Netflix down 70%. It's down to
About to have another
170.
GameStop buyout there, boy.
Yeah, no
Or watch
shit.
them stocks.
Wrestling.
It's down to $170, where it had peaked in November of 2020, $609 a share. A lot of people might remember hearing in April, first quarter,
What year did it peak?
November of 2021.
Cut you off.
Wow. In April, at the end of the first quarter of 2022, they lost 200,000 subscribers, and they're expected to lose another 2 million in here at the end of. So, looking at that, I started thinking like, wow, that's a pretty big hit. They just lost 200 million.
Oh my fucking god.
Lost another 2, and they're expecting another 2 million. But here's the thing. So that's 2.2 million just this year. But if you look at the graph, look at how much it's grown. This starts at this graph here, which is courtesy of Yahoo Finance.
Dude.
Starts in quarter 4 of 2013,
and brought
which
to you
runs
by
up to our
Tim.
current. What do you say? Brought to you by what?
Brought to you by Tim.
Dude. Can we
Draw eyes on the top of his head.
Dude. You are not allowed. You can only make graphs once per month on an episode. Like, so once
I
every.
didn't make this. That's what I
I
said.
don't
This is
give a
not
fuck.
mine.
You're putting another fucking PowerPoint on me.
But anyway, hold on. I'm gonna get to the. I have this on here. So you can see since 2013, look at how much Netflix has grown. Like I said, quarter 3 in 2021 grew just over 220 million. So the 2.2 million that they're expected to lose just in this year, how much of a hit is that really?
That time you actually cut out.
And,
Are you sure?
okay,
Yeah, you didn't
put a
interrupt him that
custom
time.
to his-
maybe it's because of how
I
loud I
was
was.
hearing noises, but I mean, I don't.
What I said
Cut out.
was losing 2.2 million, and the fact that they're at over 200 or just over 220 million. How can you justify laying off 450 employees this year? And for any of you Netflix subscribers, they just upped their monthly fee.
So
That's what big
again?
news has done.
They did it
Yeah.
just like what, a little over a year ago.
Yeah.
No, it just went up recently. It's like 19.
Oh, they did-
I
they did
just looked at.
They did a year ago, too, though.
Wait.
Yeah,
What?
it just went up. It's like 19. I just looked at my stamp. I want to say 1970.
The
$19 a fucking month
the
for
lowest-
nothing.
The lowest price.
There's only one price for Netflix.
No, there's multiple prices.
Yeah, 'cause I think you gotta
There's
pay
different
for it.
packages.
You can have like one screen, or you can have like multiple screens with HD. Yeah, it's all about.
Oh,
how
I didn't even
many
know that was a
screens you're
thing.
gonna
I have no idea what I
It's all
have
about how
then.
many screens
I
at a
didn't
time
know.
that you have.
Mind blown, Tim.
I'm confused
Yeah.
on why
This
they're
shit
up
literally
or like,
started at $7.99.
bro. They're not just
There aren't that many
losing.
good movies on Netflix.
That's why you're losing customers.
Especially
One,
shows.
is that shit's expensive for shit that other fucking platforms have that they have way more than Netflix has. Netflix got rid of all the good shit that kept them on there. Plus, who wants to pay for fucking Netflix? Hey, let me cancel this Netflix a month so I have almost, $15-20 for something else. Or just let me keep this Netflix and I might watch a show on it every once in a blue. The only movie/show I have watched on there in the past year was the new Adam Sandler movie Hustle. That was
It's a
it.
good thing I don't
Other
pay
than
for
that, nothing.
It's a good thing I don't pay for Netflix anymore.
Is it
Still
1975?
do.
Huh?
Wait, who'd you steal? You sold someone's.
We're not gonna discuss it.
Wait, do you still have mine?
No.
Did I give you mine?
Nope. We're we're not going to discuss it.
So I still have Netflix. I don't watch it that often. I love Stranger Things. Yeah, he probably has mine.
No, I don't. How
Oh,
would I have yours?
I thought that was
Anyway.
that or
Password
Lepetti or something.
anything is.
I thought you had like Lepetti's, Tim's, or your parents or something. You're stealing someone's, Brandon's.
He's got Jupe's.
I'm trying. He might have Lepetti's because Lepetti's probably logged in. Lepetti's is probably logged in.
That's fucking. You don't even talk to him no more. You and him were pretty close.
That's the price you pay for fucking a kitchen up.
Yo, hey, can I tell you I did the same thing though too before I got my mom's a kid? Bro, I was using. That's probably why they could never get on it. Fucking.
I just gotta make sure I'm up to date on the password all the time.
Hey, homie. That's probably why that shit got caught. It wasn't because the kids are somewhere else. Because I was on that shit when they were.
hey, it's a struggle, man.
That's fucked up.
Chill, bro.
Facts.
You're
What?
throwing too much information out there.
Oh, my bad. But that's
Damn.
facts, though.
Hey, it's
I'm glad we did the same shit,
It's a
though.
struggle right now, man. You got to.
Hey, I'm going to need that new password.
Yeah. So, just goes to show you, big corporations. I mean, yeah, that's fine. I mean, you got to up prices using money and what. I get it. That's just the way the world works. But I don't know. It looks to me like you're doing pretty damn well now.
That's why they're rich and big, Tim, because when they lose just a little bit that doesn't really affect them, they don't want that, you know?
Mhm.
I mean,
We're gonna
that's
raise the
why-
prices and lay people off.
that's why we're where we're at.
So yeah. So on a moving on to our final note, we get into the big topic for today, Roe versus
Wait,
Wade.
big topic. We've been on gun control for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, but this is and we're probably gonna, because we're a little timeless. This is this is the big news today. Being
Fuck the shit out that one girl.
to where what on my picture?
Yeah. I'd literally
It's
give
just
her the
a
gun.
random
Is this,
picture I just
one
got
of
off
those
the
pick
internet.
one type things?
I'd,
So you don't have to worry about being a dad, McDermott. You'll go
there's
get in
Tim
a
in the background when he
portion.
shaves his
Back.
beard. The guy with the glasses and the mustache. That's Tim.
nah, that's
That
definitely
dude looks like he needs to be on Dateline with Dateline
I'll be
NBC
down
with Chris
here.
Hansen.
Yo, tell me why the dude with the mustache definitely has told a girl a time or two, you want to take a little mustache ride?
That's a good one. I like that. I'll have to use that one time.
All right, sorry. What's the topic again?
So Roe
Roe v.
versus
Wade.
Wade.
Oh,
And me
right.
fucking the shit out that girl, I'll give her a gun.
So it being overturned, which it's not the conundrum that at least I don't feel that it is the conundrum that people make it out to just means that the right to not the abortion laws are handled at a state level. Yeah, handled at a state level. So let's open the floor up once again. Thoughts on Roe v. Wade?
Don't have sex and you won't risk getting pregnant.
Valid argument, abstinence, right? I mean, we've
Wait, hold
preached
on.
that
Roe
for-
v. Wade is about abortion?
Mhm.
So they overturn this, and now you can't get abortion.
No, that's not what it means, and that's why it's important that we bring this up because that's what I think.
Yeah, Tim,
All
please
it
enlighten us
means-
because I sucked at.
I didn't even know what Roe v. I thought Roe v.
taking
Wade was
learning about
guns.
that in government. So yeah, I didn't pay attention in government because I didn't care. So
I'm not a girl, so I don't really know about abortion.
No,
How about you did your senior year twice?
no, it's actually not. I'm actually smart. I'm just lazy and I like to party.
He said, "I'm lazy and I like to party."
That's
Damn, I
what
can't
did.
believe you threw that shit
Throwing
out
that
there.
out there, dickhead.
Yeah, damn, he really.
Yo,
Hey, he was
you're
talking
gonna
about
be here next
crossing
week?
lines, bro.
You're gonna be here next week.
Yeah.
All right, I'm taking next week off.
Went for a comp day too. Fuck, I built my time up.
You haven't built shit up.
Tim said you're a terrible host. You cut out half the time, and then Marina interrupts
Tim,
you the
don't get
other.
calm days. You play PlayStation in the middle of the day when you're supposed to be working from home.
Dude, Tim
Yeah, I
facts.
caught you,
Um,
motherfucker. I caught you twice this week.
Ooh.
middle of the
You mean
day.
when I was off?
In the middle of the day. I hope your boss watches this.
He just said
Tim, I'm quitting paying taxes if you're playing PlayStation on the clock.
I wish I was playing PlayStation on the
Tim
Tim
clock.
doesn't have the
Who was
balls to
playing
play it on the
Destiny
clock. He was
middle of
No,
definitely.
the
I
day
couldn't.
during the
I
week?
couldn't. I
Yeah,
guess I was.
I will
was.
make fun of
That's
Tim
crazy.
for a lot of things, like being a child molester, probably fucking kids that he buys from Diggins' basement, like shit like that. Yeah, but I will say I will never. I don't think Tim. Maybe watch like a YouTube video while he's supposed to be working. I don't think he has the balls to play the game while he's supposed to be at work.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
No
Or like,
balls.
or like the heart to do it. Like
100%.
Tim's not like us, Marine. He actually cares
100%.
about his morals.
On my friends list, 100%. Strider Prime.
And one.
Yeah, he
Destiny
said he was off.
100%. I
Destiny
was
2.
online.
Yeah, he
I'm
said he
not
was off.
denying it. 100%. You're hearing what you.
Well, now you cut out, so we didn't know what you said.
He just said something smart, like I ain't gonna smack the fuck out of him.
He said, "I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say." I read his lips. I'm gonna read his lip. I read his lips. This is what he said. He said, "There you go. You're hearing what you want to hear. You stupid motherfucker. That's why I'm the better fucking brother. Mom likes me more. You fucking
That's
piece of
not what
shit."
everyone else
That's
said,
what he
right?
said. No, Tim did say he was off those 2 days though.
Both days?
Yes.
What'd you take days off?
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
took
trying
the
to
half.
figure out.
I took. It was half days. I didn't take the. It was just half day.
He took
Just
a
using
half
up-
day
I
to
got
play
a-
video games.
No, I got a bunch of that
Hey, whoa.
pandemic carryover time that I got to use up.
No, he can't. McDermott can't talk. He takes whole days off to play video
Yeah,
games.
but that's expected from McDermott.
Thank you. I think.
I don't expect that from Tim.
I don't know if I'll take that as a compliment. I guess.
mean, I'm just saying because like
From
that's
you, it's like the nicest
really,
thing you
like,
could say.
that's
So
all you do is
I took a whole week off when Grand Theft Auto came out. When Grand Theft Auto 5 came off, I took a whole week off.
I
Okay.
took a week off when Witch Queen came out, so
Okay. That's what we do, though. That's our passion, that Marine. Let's not let Dick and talk shit on it and bring it down.
one of my passions. It's not.
Anyway,
And you're fixing your kitchen. That's turned into a hobby at this point.
No, it's turned into I can't afford anything right now. That's what it's turned into.
I'll come up with
I
it.
was on a fucking roll. I got one whole wall done in a week.
I know. I thought you were actually going to finish it. I was.
did too. I got a whole wall done in the weekend, and then I started doing my bills and shit. And I was like, "Oh, can't afford this shit." Nope. Fucking Lepetti, I'm gonna fucking kill him.
Paula Petty probably has
I'm
some,
gonna
some
fucking-
wood in a shed
I'm
somewhere.
gonna take a fucking wrecking ball to his house.
I mean, that's fair.
It is
all right.
fair.
So
You won't play
back
Miley
to-
Cyrus while you do it.
I'll be naked on it.
My man.
Yo, my ball in the wrecking ball, it'd be crazy. That would be like a viral
I wouldn't
hit
know
right
which one's
there.
which.
Facts. That's why I'm saying it would be or OnlyFans. I don't know.
all right.
Anyway, back to
Back
Roe
on
v.
topic.
Wade.
I got topic.
Can you
Roe
stop
v.
interrupting
Wade.
them?
So
That's not,
it's not just him. It's
Wow.
you too.
I don't interrupt
not
shit.
just me. It wasn't
Okay.
me at all. Fuck.
Well, we had
Something
a.
else for that
Well,
shit.
Diggin actually interrupted the
Why
first time.
can't you look at the camera, bitch?
The failed
Because I'm mad at
the
you.
high school play.
No, I just don't want to.
He's mad.
I'm on strike from looking at the camera.
Put your head down again.
He took a half day on the stream.
Yeah, this is my comp time right now. Leave me alone.
You haven't built shit up.
What?
All right. Roe v. Wade. All right. Shut up.
Fuck you.
That's
Basically,
not very
all
nice.
this does, all right, all this does is means that the states can handle how they want to handle abortion laws. So it's not at a federal to where it was totally legal to have abortion. Different states had it at different time periods. All right. Let me pull up that graphic.
So what all that does is, do the states even have laws in place for what they want to do?
There's stuff already in place, but now each state can really put out definitive. How they
So
handle.
one state can say we don't want abortion in our state,
So,
and another state can say you
Yeah,
have to
they can outlaw it altogether.
so it's just an
Yeah,
like,
why-
separate our country.
Then I agree with that because that's the same with weed and like why is it only legal in certain states and not other? I mean because
Weed and abortion are two totally different things.
but that's what I'm saying. Like it should be by your state.
All right, so here's a
And-
map.
It's just another way to separate the country. I mean, now you're gonna have so many states that are hated because they have certain laws and others don't.
I mean you already know Maryland ain't gonna keep that shit.
No.
If you get
Yeah.
pregnant in Maryland, you might as well fucking clothes hanger that fucking kid or fly down some stairs.
Damn.
You better take that clothes hanger, grab its little fetus neck, and just start
Yo,
fucking
chill.
yanking it
That's
out.
fucked up.
Damn.
Well, and see,
Chill, dude.
here's wow. Here's the issue. When it comes to abortion, there's basically the two sides. You're pro-choice, which means that women, my body, my choice, I can do. And then you have your pro, say that, hey, that is an. Can you as the individual have say whether that life cannot live anymore? And on that other side, it is in the picture that has no say what goes on. That's basically where there is in the middle for circumstances, somewhat new term that says, yes, under certain circumstances, abortion seems legitimate. Whereas, let's say, raped and conception occurs, I think most people
I agree
will
with that.
agree that, yeah, if she doesn't, that's her choice. It is, she can have it aborted and is not going to pay for it, and is going to be offered type of mental health therapy, counseling, anything like that. All right, McDermott, you look like you got it. That.
All right, but then the argument to that is, why is that okay for the woman to do, but if she gets pregnant and she just didn't want to have the baby, it's not, because it's like, that's not the baby's fault. You didn't wear protection. And the baby's fault you got raped either. The baby had nothing to do with you getting fucking your legs spread apart.
Sure.
So you're gonna kill a kid, and it's not as, so you can't say one way or the other. It's that it's, if you're gonna use it, it's not the kid's fault for this situation. It's not the kid's fault for that situation. You can still get the
You're
kid up
right.
for
Right.
adoption.
You're right.
You're right on that part, but also, what if somebody gets raped that, you know, they end up having a kid, and because, you know, lots of women have pregnancy issues where, especially during birth, like sometimes it kills the mother, or
I'm in agreement. I think they should be able to fucking scrape that fucker out, but
right,
I'm
that's
just
what
saying
If
that
you're
the
raped,
argument.
in my opinion, if you're raped, I think you should be allowed to.
Hold on, let me get my spatula.
I think
Let's
you should
scrape
be
it
allowed
out.
to.
Right, I'm in agreement with that too. I'm just saying that the other, I'm going by what other people say is, well, then why is it fair for the kid to get scraped out when it's not its fault, but to scrape it out when the mother.
I mean, it's never the kid's.
But that's what I'm saying. But in the other defense, what they say is, mom doesn't have safe sex. She thought she was on birth control, or but if something goes wrong, she still gets pregnant. No, that's not the kid's fault. You shouldn't be able to kill it because
I mean,
you
that's
were
just-
unaware. You did this, but that's still the same sense. It's not the kid's fault that your mom got raped too. Like,
clueless snowflakes who don't give a fuck about the life of one person. They want to sit there and claim that
Yeah.
this life is more important than the life of this person.
I
And I'm worried
think
that person didn't want to get raped. And what if their body ends up going through something that's like will change them forever, and that's all because they got raped and
Well,
it wasn't their fault.
in my eyes, until that fucking kid comes out, it's not a kid. If it is inside of you.
No, I don't agree with that.
No, I think up until the time it starts to, I guess, develop into like the hands and stuff, like from the abortion lines, bro. If you get pregnant and your boyfriend leaves you, he disappears, he dies, and you can't do that shit on your own, and you want to get an abortion, go ahead.
I mean,
What's the big deal?
In my opinion, it all depends on how far the baby's developed. But like,
No, I mean that's why they do like the set stone for
like,
it.
if it's a day after and you take like plan whatever it is and it aborts it that way because it was never created, yeah, sure. But whenever it starts developing like into the size of like a fucking potato, I don't fucking know, like a. You know, at that point, it's already got a fucking heartbeat.
I get, but I think at that point in time, I would rather still them kill that kid than that kid come out and suffer, because then that's parents like that you see on the news that beat the shit out of their kid who goes into the system. The kid doesn't get fed, he gets left behind, and the kid has a miserable life, and then those kids are the ones who turn around and do the same shit to their other kid, or they do this or this or this or this. Just, you know what? Yeah, it's gonna sound awful, and I don't care what fucking people say about what I say, but
I already know where
then.
he's going.
I mean, scrape it the fuck out, get rid of it before it suffers in actual life. Right now, yes, it has a heartbeat, but it doesn't know what's going on in there. Nobody knows how a fucking infant. Nobody even knows if an infant
don't
remembers something, this and this. That's what I'm
So
saying. So why would you bring that into the world? Why would you take that away from somebody who knows I'm going to be a terrible fucking parent? I can't stop using drugs. I don't want this kid. I don't want any of this. And just end it now before that kid gets born and left in the fucking system for somebody else to deal with. Or, I mean, God forbid that kid gets fucking locked away for fucking years and suffers. Then you have a bigger problem. I think I'm not against abortion. I know it's sad for the people who can't have kids who hear, oh man, they're just killing a kid that I couldn't. I understand, but I would rather that happen than.
Epstein Island. There's plenty of kids there.
So here's where I'm at. Here's where I'm at with this.
For
And you
different
can see
things,
on
that
the- you can see on this map here, and I'm going to scroll down here in a second. Different states have different limitations as to when you can abort. So I think we can all. I think if we talked about this on some sort of agreement, should allow to abort when something. McDermott, I totally understand what you're. Someone who knows.
No,
Yeah, I don't
can't
wanna
hear
put-
you.
Hey, you might as well repeat that whole 3 sentences. Just done it.
Okay,
We should
so
try another platform.
okay, well, I'm just gonna say it again.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I understand, McDermott, your point of a mother who doesn't want to be right, and they say, and do we want another order? Right, I get that, I do. I think one of the biggest issues has to do with some of the states and how late you can wait until abortion. As you can see here, there are gray states. Well, 6 gray states and 1 province, our capital, that has no limit as to when you can.
So you can
That's fair.
abort like a week before it's born.
I'm going to scroll down here a second. That would be Vermont, New Jersey, New Mexico, Colorado, Oregon, and our capital, Washington. So, fertilization. There are 2 states that do not allow it, period. Oklahoma is the only state with law effect. Plan B is not allowed. Texas and Oklahoma are the only states that have law. RU activity is back to what you were talking about. Becomes 6 weeks, or at the 6-week mark, it has developed. You have a heartbeat. All right, and for most people, that's where it stops.
I
A
think
lot
that's
of people
fair.
like to say that first trimester, but they say 6 weeks. When we scroll down, we see a little bit at 20 weeks. Mississippi is the only state that currently bans abortions at the 20-week point. You have 15 states that ban it at the 22-week point. Over half of the states in our country have restrictions in place only at or after viability, have none at all. Viability means is outside, right? We have 5 states that ban abortions after the 24 weeks. No, that's 6 months. Yeah. All right. States ban abortions after he is considered viable. Some law. 3rd trimester. Virginia is the only state that protects abortions in the pregnancy's 3rd trimester, around 25 weeks. So you're getting into that 3rd trimester. I mean, you have a potential child here that could potentially survive outside the womb. Yeah. And so then you have the no limit, which means up to and including birth. Can still be not sustained any longer, can be aborted.
Okay, so I think like my thing on abortion is I think anybody should have the right to do it. I think there should be 2 things though. One, if there's a father in the picture, like if that father should also have the right to. If the girl's like, no, we're not together, I'm just gonna get an abortion, but the father's like, no, like I think that should be a father's right also. on no, you're like, unless like you get down the line and it's like, hey, this could kill the mother, then okay, that should be up to her at that point because she's the one risking her life.
But the
But
father
I don't
would
think-
also be in the right mind to be in agreement with that too. Most people would.
Yeah, well, unless you hate her, but you know,
I mean,
then it's like,
But
yeah,
if
let me
you're
get that
having
kid
that
and you die lit.
if you're the two that are having that conversation, you don't hate her. So
But I think you see a lot of it where the girl's like, yeah, I'm gonna get an abortion, and the guy's like, whoa, like that's no, like I want a kid. Like this could be like I think it's not fair that it's just the woman's right, just because she's the one who gets
yeah,
pregnant. Like
and that's
you're
when-
carrying my fucking cum around. Like come on, you know.
That's when
Uh.
the guy needs to, or the guy needs to be the one that says, all right, well then you give up your rights to the child, and I will take.
Yeah, I think the mother needs to come. Like the guy either needs to go, or if he refuses, it's like you go through something like with the court system that it's proven the guy has refused to meet up, to talk. He wants something to do. It's fine. His say's out. Or the guy's like, hey, you know what? I agree. We should get an abortion. He comes with you, signs a paper with them, or signs it through a courthouse or whatever, and it's legalized. That's fine.
Yep.
Number two, I think you should be able to go. 6 weeks is still a little early to say like we're cutting it off because I mean shit in 6 weeks, you know, everything's happy go lucky and then the guy gets sent off the war and dies, or you know, something happens and the mother's like, I don't want to do this without him. I can't. You know, I think right then and there it's past 6 weeks, that's not fair. I also think waiting till, you know, last second's a little fucked up, unless, hey, just so you know, you're a high risk pregnancy now. If you have this kid, you could die. Like this is the options. Like it's a high percent. Like you might not make it, or you crap. Then that's fair. You know what? It's your life over the kid's life. That's understandable. I mean,
Yeah, the argument.
I know they're gonna say that's your kid. You should. That's not. It's different because without you, it's not going to be a kid. You know, it's going to be in the foster system where some loved one's going to have to take it on. It's not going to be the same. And
Yeah, the argument for the whole allowing abortion up to birth is that no, you can't just do that just because it has to. I think that's we're talking about gun laws, fine print. There's loophole. Does it happen? Baby, time the thought that could have not have been born. It's kind of crazy to think about.
Let's make it illegal to have sex until you're 21.
There you
I mean,
go.
like
There
that's
you go.
that's where like
No,
I
it's
don't know.
25 because your frontal lobe is.
your frontal
The
lobe.
prefrontal cortex is not fully developed.
I mean, I just think it's to that point where we're prying and shit. Like, just we make shit so fucking open for what? Like, make it easy. Hey, this is what abortion is going to be. You can get abortion as long as the father, or you can prove he doesn't care, or you can prove he signs with you. If he doesn't, sorry, you can't get it unless you're medically at risk and the doctor proves it's a high chance you would die. You know, because I mean, any pregnancy there's a chance you could die. Like anything could go wrong. But if it's like one of those high cases where it's like, hey, this might not look good. You know.
Yeah.
It only teaches that there's a risk that you might get pregnant having sex.
That too.
Now, me and Alexa's already talked about it. We said if we wouldn't end up having kids and she would get to the point, like we go down and it's getting close and like the doctor's like, hey, I can either save, you know, your wife or your baby. I was told to choose her. So, I mean, that's what I'm going to do. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, I will say openly, I know people who do and they see it a different way, but openly, I will not love that kid the same. Because I'm going to think, wow, you're my kid who killed my wife, and now I'm on my own to do this. Nice. Even though it's not the kid's fault, but it ain't going to be the same. But it's not going to be the same. It's not.
Because you're not going to be a family. I mean, you're
And that's what I'm saying. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be. So at the end of the day, me and her talked about it because at first I was like, damn, most people say save the kid, but I'm glad you're upfront about it. But, you know, when we talked like it's not wrong because without the mother, who's to say that kid lives the next couple days anyway if something goes that drastically wrong? So now you just lost both. I mean,
and I mean it's a fucked up situation, but you and your spouse or the mother of your child could hopefully together come together and passing the child, and then maybe someday you're still gonna be, you lose the mother. You're gonna do your best for this child, but you still might fall short. So no, I definitely agree. I don't click and just say, hey, this is what I'm here to do. That easy of a decision for anybody. But it's still, I think there should be some follow up.
Having a fire here, bro.
Oh
I
yeah.
see that.
Call Little Wayne.
Oh.
Get the fireman.
Yeah.
That's Lil Jon.
No, Little Wayne. Oh yeah, Little Wayne. I'm talking about fireman, but Little John definitely goes, yeah.
Fire, man.
Yeah,
What?
speaking of, I hear the siren. Fire.
Hey, real quick, Tim. I think I know what's wrong with your mic.
What?
When you had your screen up there, you're still running Windows 2000.
1000? No, it's Windows 95.
You can run this dick.
Oh no, thought
Hey,
it was.
Dermot, why is your nose so pointy?
Because
It
I'm
does look
Jewish.
a little pointy today. Are you really Jewish?
No, but
Oh.
they have fucking crooked noses because they're fucking crooks.
That was really racist.
I know that's fucked up with me, but
That was fucked up.
but it is like think about it though. The Jew motherfucker, they be running the banks, the money.
That's still racist.
You're a bigot.
You can't even spell bigot.
BIGGOT, motherfucker.
That's big
One
God.
G, motherfucker. Big God.
All right, don't get Jewish on me,
That was
fuck.
definitely one of your spelling words last time.
Yes, it was.
And you spelled
Oh,
it
man.
you spelled it wrong twice now. In two different
I
ways.
hate when Dickens here now because then he gets to do the takeout. I actually had fun with that last week.
Yeah.
Aw.
I think that's gonna do it.
When Tim's mic starts fucking up, that's when you start ending it.
Yeah, no
That's our-
shit.
That's our
That's our
timetable. We
cue.
know, we
That's
know
our
when it's
cue.
been close to 2 hours.
I'm telling you, I think we might have to start doing a little bit.
We've
I
been
got-
we've been saying let's go do Google Meets or something, and here we are still on Discord. Just
Yeah, we might have to try that next week.
Yeah. I just
So
had to
catch us.
change settings and shit.
Yeah, catch us next week. We'll some more fun conversation. Might have a surprise appearance by a guest member.
You better
Who
if it ain't
has-
with a volcano, he ain't coming. If it ain't with a volcano, he ain't coming. I'll close this out.
He's gonna show you his dick erupting.
Listen, and I want
Bet.
proof or I'm taking a comp day.
Wait a minute, proof
Hey.
of what?
That there's a volcano.
I'm taking a personal day.
Who knows? Maybe we'll even do another spelling. Sure, it's
Who
been
are
a
we gonna
while.
Have him go against? Caleb's already.
He doesn't have to go against anybody. He can just go by himself. He'll still lose.
We should get him
Ooh.
and Alexis together to do
Yeah,
it.
I was just about to say. I wonder
Yeah.
if Alexis will hop on the next Friday and do a spelling bee
Probably
against me.
just as bad.
Let
No,
me
fact.
pick the words.
Facts. Me and her
Go
together,
ahead.
our brain. That's how you know you found the one,
I
bro.
don't-
When you guys both rattle off ideas to each other. And you're like, "Wow, you're dumb," and they're like, "No, you're dumb." Like, although she does beat me a little bit. Like she
See, I
does.
don't know
outsmart me at some
Alexis.
things.
I don't know her that well, so I didn't know she was like as dumb as you.
She's smart in her own way, but like also on some things, it's like, Actually, I saw a funny. You know, how she has a big forehead. So I saw this thing on I saw this thing on TikTok where they call people with big foreheads flat screen. So I've been calling her a flat screen all week. She keeps getting mad. She also made fun of me when I asked her. So I said, "Hey, babe, do squirrels?" I said,
You asked
Oh,
me.
I
"Yeah."
heard about
I was
this.
like, "No," because they get into like our ceiling or whatever. I was like, "Bro, they're probably laying hella eggs up there." And she's like, "What?"
Yeah, you told us about that one.
I was like, "Yeah, hey, what are you confused about? Like, they're probably laying hella eggs in our ceiling." She's like, "Do you mean giving birth?" I was like, "Yeah, like to eggs." She's like, "Ethan, you know they're like mammals, right? Like they give live birth." I said, "No, they don't. Why the fuck would they build those nests? I thought it was like to keep the eggs warm."
How do you like
That's
your
fucked up.
squirrel eggs, McDermott? Over
I-
easy,
I
scrambled.
swear to God, And I swear to God, dude, I that's why I'm glad I haven't smoked weed in a few months. By a few months, I mean like a month. Because yo, I could have swore I was watching a documentary on squirrel eggs, but apparently that was all in my fucking head and I was not watching shit. Or maybe I got a squirrel and a fucking like bird or something confused. I don't know. Because when I'm high as shit, I like to watch the like the Sienna videos of like the African like wildlife shit where they show like the lions and do documentaries on them and like they give them backstories and shit. When you're high, I crush Cheez-Its and fucking Code Red Mountain Dew to watch that shit, bro. I would fuck them white Cheez-Its up. And I would just watch that for hours. I learned a lot, but apparently not.
You learn
Apparently
in that
not.
state of mind, but in your normal state of mind, you don't remember any of it.
Well, folks, squirrels don't lay eggs.
Marine, how's your running going?
It's actually going pretty good. I'm not running because like I'm trying to do less high impact stuff, so I'm doing more medium to no impact. So, I'm going out swimming this week, every day after work or every day before work. And I've been like going on the elliptical and shit. So, I mean, it's definitely feeling stronger.
Oh yeah.
I maxed out for the first time since high school.
Yeah.
I was kind of impressed with myself on the squats.
All right, I see you trying to get that fat ass.
Where's your max?
485.
Jesus.
Not bad.
You
Not
say
bad at all.
400 or 200?
400.
All right, I'm impressed then.
I didn't think I could do it.
I was gonna say if he said 285, I was about to be like,
Did you build little
whoa.
fucking tree trunks on your legs now? Bro, if you're like
I-
this proportion, like skinny as shit.
I ain't gonna lie. If
all
you got
that
the
ass.
form, if you got the form though,
Oh yeah.
it's not like I mean it helps a lot.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Damn, you're about to top my max. Fuck.
I tried
Yeah.
505, but I couldn't get it.
I threw a 545 my senior year, and I swear to God, I thought I was gonna shit myself. And after that, I could have. They were like, "Yo, you can probably do 5 more." I was like, "Yeah, shitting myself is not
Yeah,
worth
fuck
5
you.
more pounds."
Mm.
I almost passed out, but yeah,
That's
Well,
a
since
fun
we have-
topic we talk about. We talk about weightlifting and exercise and stuff like that.
yeah. Since 2 of us who don't really do that right now, one of us does weird shit, and the other one,
Wait, I don't know who you're talking about. Who you're?
Diggin does like weird stuff because I tried that workout and
Two of
I
us that don't
threw
really
up.
do it.
Me and Tim.
Oh, okay.
I work out.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. Lifting,
I just went to the
lifting,
gym today.
This isn't
Lifting,
working out, Tim.
yeah.
Oh,
Doing
it
push-ups
is.
on your-
lifting,
Doing
lifting
push-ups on your
PowerPoints.
knees is not working out.
pointing the red dot at the PowerPoint is not working out, Tim.
I
Stop.
haven't had to do that in quite some time.
Except last night, whenever you were in the bedroom telling Tammy,
This is why it was good.
This is why it was good.
These points right here in bold. Nah, they're in bold. This is why you moaned here. These points in the grayish bold color, we're gonna work on them. But you should have moaned here, and then in the red, we're just gonna eliminate that. All right. Diggin, take us out, motherfucker.
Take us out. Catch us next time.
Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We hit 10 subscribers. McDermott will send you a picture of his enlarged testicle.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
that should
hey,
be for more
hey.
subscribers.
Yeah, I'm not doing that for 10.
I'll show you his feet.
No, you don't want to
Yeah,
see
it's
that.
10. It's 10.
I'm not doing that shit for 10. 10 is
I'm gonna
nothing.
make you a cheap whore.
Well, I'll do other horse things, but they're not seeing the
He's
nut
already
right
cheap,
away. That's
or he'll do a lot for a little.
all right, guys. Bye.
All right. Catch us next time.
Peace.